Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey, welcome everybody to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on a Thursday, and shockingly, it's still freezing cold outside.
Jeez.
You know?
Are we getting another storm this weekend?
There's snow coming tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Next week is supposed to be bad.
But it's brutal. This has been
it
the
must
worst
be bad
winter in a
here.
long time.
It must be bad here because I promise you, in Columbus, it's supposed to be like mid to high 30s.
I would love
Nobody cares
that.
about Columbus. Stop with your Columbus.
That feels like shorts. That feels like shorts and t-shirt weather.
It really does. It's supposed to be a day next week, 38. I'm like, man.
Oh, I'm tanning.
I mean, has this been the worst winter in a number of years?
Yes.
Right? It's been terrible.
Yes.
I feel like since Thanksgiving, the weather's just been awful.
That's
When's the last time we were above freezing?
When I was a kid.
Like 3 weeks ago?
It's 13 or 14 straight days below freezing.
This winter felt like the most when I was a kid. Like, it hasn't been like this.
A lot of snow, freezing cold.
Yep, cold.
Yeah.
You know, usually it'd be December and it'd be like 40 degrees for the past few years, and it'd just be ridiculous. But now it's like really hit. February is always a bad month as far as weather goes. I mean, it's the best month overall, but like it's a bad weather month.
That sucks.
Is it your birthday?
Why is February the best month?
Well, one is Black History Month.
Okay.
So, you know, you got something against that?
Boy, I stepped into that one.
Yeah, you did. I didn't see that coming.
February got Black History Month, Super Bowl weekend, All-Star weekend. You get President's Day off, which is around my birthday.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day for the lovers. I mean, what more do you want?
That's a fake holiday done by the
What
card
more do you
companies.
want?
Yeah.
You get all of this in 1 month.
Yeah.
I stepped it. I'll tell you. Monday.
When it comes to Valentine's Day? There's a movie coming out.
Dumbest thing I've said on the show.
There's a movie coming out tomorrow, I think, on digital. It didn't. I don't know if it didn't go to
Nothing
the
goes
theaters.
to theaters anymore.
Yeah,
only
and
go to
it's
theaters
called
like
the title of the movie is F Valentine's Day.
Oh, all right.
I'll be watching that one.
Is it a killer movie?
I think it is, but I'm not sure. I try not to read too much. If I see any tidbits that I like in a movie like listing, I don't read any more because I don't want to know anything.
Well, since you said birthdays, it was Ava's birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, honey. I forgot to say it on Monday. 14.
Oh, boy, you're in trouble now.
Oh, you have no idea.
Well, I don't. You're right.
That's
That's
my
girls.
life in 9 years from now.
Just wait.
No,
Yeah.
that's a lie. 8 years from now, because my daughter be 6 this year, so 8 years from now.
Saturday was a 15-hour sporting day.
Oof.
We were up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
for volleyball.
Yeah.
Volleyball went till 3.
Yeah.
And then we had to go to Oberlin College for conference, swimming conference, and we're there till 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It was insane.
That's your life now.
That's life.
But you wouldn't have it any other way?
I love it.
Yeah,
I
I know you
love it. It's great.
You should be tired.
It's also real quick, Tyvis,
Yeah.
I hate to cut you off. It's a very special birthday to someone very special to UCSS today. Steve, you want to take tag board full? You didn't know. Todd Monken turned 60 years young today, the new head coach of the Cleveland
happy
Browns. So we want to
birthday,
be the
Todd
first
Monken.
to officially wish Todd Monken a happy 60th birthday. 60, he doesn't look a day over 22. And Coach,
It looks a lot of days over 20.
glad to have you here.
Wow, he's an Aquarius like me. I like him already. Dude's gonna bring a Super Bowl here just because of that right there. Jason, you should be tired. It's a lot of work. I've been seeing a lot of articles with Jason.
Bro, tell me about
man,
it.
You might as well go national. All this work you doing.
It's ridiculous.
Unfair being asked to do work.
I need a vacation. Well, it's funny because, real quick, so what's today? Thursday? So
Thursday, yeah.
Tuesday was the trade, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday was the Harden trade?
Yep.
So I'm on the phone with Joe, and we're talking, and I said, well, this is what I'm going to write. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, this is what I'm writing. It was like same thing, writing the same thing.
Yeah.
And so he said, we'll just co-byline it.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to do that. And well, because he had done a lot of the work
Okay, you were
ahead
doing
of time.
yeah, all right.
And
fair.
I had things to add, but
Yeah.
he had the bulk of it already
Yeah.
in place. And then my editor called me. My editor lives in Miami. My editor called me, and he's like, well, just double byline. And plus, he didn't want to, like, he had like 3 stories also
Yeah,
that he
right,
was
right,
editing.
right, yeah.
He's like, just co-byline it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay.
all right. So
Save me a little work
So
there.
I worked all day because we had the Monken press conference and then like
Yeah.
chasing Cav stuff and everything. But yet at 9 o'clock at night, I hadn't written one word, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And the co-byline, and Joe had the
Yeah.
story half done already. He's like,
Thanks,
sweet.
Thanks for doing the heavy lifting. All right. Well, we got a lot to get to today. I'm going to be on an island on Jim Schwartz. I'm going to be
Epstein?
on an island on Darius Garland.
Epstein Island?
No, I'm not going to that island.
Making sure.
Well, if he was there, he definitely
Most
wasn't
of,
alone.
most of
Woo-wee.
that's for politicians and entertainers. Is that island? And for some reason, none of them get in trouble for it. I don't know. But anyway, no, we're staying off that island, but we're getting onto those islands that I've referenced there. And let's get right into it. And will the Cavs in the next
Giannis
3 hours
Antetokounmpo.
and 56 minutes,
It's not too late.
54 minutes,
Not too late.
will they make a
54
trade?
Yeah, let's dive into it, guys, because we got a lot to get to. We got some fake trades, some Cavs, some
Yeah.
Browns, all of the above, and we have a special in-studio guest joining us later in the show. But we're going to start with the Cavs and a trade deadline preview for your Cleveland Cavaliers. You can experience Cleveland Charge basketball, though, this weekend at Public Hall. The Cleveland Charge is the G League affiliate of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have two-way players currently with the Cavs, like Naquan Tomlin, who may not be a two-way player for much longer, and Tristan Enaruma, showcasing the G League talent, is home to the future stars of the NBA. The Charge this weekend have back-to-back home games against the Greensboro Swarm, and on Saturday it is Special Olympics night presented by Cleveland Cliffs. The Charge will partner with Special Olympics and take the court in polar plunge-themed jerseys, with the first 1,500 fans receiving a special Charge blanket. Head out, support the Charge. Tickets are on sale now at clevelandcharge.com. Guys, here's what you missed. And this is the latest update and information on the Cleveland Cavaliers, just under 4 hours away from the trade deadline. The Cavs traded Lonzo Ball and 2 second-round picks to Utah yesterday for nothing back. They got.
I can't believe you're allowed to do that.
Can we call it a trade if they got nothing back? I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure, but
Yeah.
they traded their final 2 second-round picks. The Cavs do not have a second-round pick to trade until 2033 now, and they can't touch that for the time being, and Lonzo Ball as part of a salary dump. So now, as the Cavs stand, they are currently $3.86 million into the second apron, and I put an asterisk next to that. The reason there's an asterisk is because they opened a roster spot by getting rid of Lonzo Ball that I am very confident will be Naquan Tomlin's roster spot when they convert him from a two-way contract to a standard NBA contract. When that happens, it puts them at $4.6 million over the second apron. So any deals the Cavs make today, they started this whole process about $23 million into the second apron. They are currently down to 3.86, but let's use the 4.5 number.
This is also awful that we have to
just use the 4.5 number because Naquan's going to be converted.
Yeah.
They got this close, Jason. Do you think they're done? And do you think they will settle being just over the second apron? Or if you got this far, you got to finish the deal, right?
Yeah, if you're going to make the trade you made yesterday, then you have to finish it off, and you have to. I at this point, you either have to trade a player and take back a player who's making less, or you have to probably attach something like Craig Porter Jr.
Right.
Like the one I threw out to you guys yesterday was attach Craig Porter Jr. to Larry Nance because you have no draft picks as sweeteners. So
to get what?
Nothing to get under the apron.
I mean, dude, so why do we care about it?
Because you care about it because if they stay in the apron, their draft pick 7 years out is frozen and they can't trade it or do anything with it. But the reason why I know it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they have no control over their draft picks for the next 5 years. So that's actually an important pick. Now, how much value does it have? GMs today are going to be fired twice between now and 7 years from now.
Yeah, right.
So it is limited in value, but it is important that pick not get frozen when you've come this far.
But isn't it sad? Like, the NBA, in some ways, like, when it comes to transactions, the NBA is probably the most exciting sport. And yet they ruin it with, like, we're making trades just to get up. Like, look at how much time you've spent with it. Nobody can comprehend it. It's boring. Nobody cares. Like, we're starting the show talking about, will they get under the second apron? Like, why?
Apparently,
fans shouldn't want to care about that.
Apparently, Jason would say that fans asked for this because they wanted to get rid of super teams and all of that.
I hear you, but still, like, having to debate like getting under the luxury tax. I mean, it's like,
I know it's not the most exciting thing. But it explains why they did it.
Right.
And because otherwise, why would you fire your last two trade bullets? And it's only second round picks, but it's something.
Yeah.
Why would you do that when you could just cut Lonzo at the end of the year? He's got non-guaranteed next year, and you accomplish the same thing. Yeah. It would save Dan money. But I told you guys last week, Dan is not in the business, or on Monday, I think.
He wants to win.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about saving money.
So if you're going to do this, then you might as well go all the way. You might as well finish this off now and go all the way
But also,
under.
real quick.
Yeah.
And Jason, I need you to explain this because you know this better than me. You could only be a second apron team twice in 5 years, correct?
Well, yeah. So twice in 5 years, and then if it happens a third time, then you are picked 7 years out. The pick that had been frozen falls to 32nd. And that's catastrophe because generally you are not, unless you're the Golden State Warriors, you are not good for 7 years in a row. So that pick is you're going to be a really bad team. And that's obviously never happened.
All right.
So
that's what we're looking for today. Not for them to get better with a trade, just to avoid losing their pick in 7 years.
No, because in about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you some hypothetical trades I whipped up. And I do think maybe
But have nothing to trade. So what are they supposed to get?
Well, no, what Mike's telling you is you could trade a player, bring back $5 million less, and accomplish what you need to accomplish.
And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you some scenarios where the Cavs
get Giannis, though, right?
I mean, we're not being realistic.
He better have a package with it. Pause. Why did they decline the Jared Allen trade for Vucevic?
How do you know? How do we know they declined the trade?
I seen the report yesterday that they said that the Cavs declined the Vucevic trade.
It was Vucevic and a first was the alleged report. I'm not sure if it's true or not.
How good is? I don't know anything.
I'll be honest. I didn't even see the report. So the Cavs.
Where's this report from, Mike?
It was from a couple. Like Mark Stein reported it.
Okay.
Mark's credible.
Yeah.
Mark's totally
it was from some.
So they would, because I didn't see it. They would have gotten back a first for Jared Allen
and Vucevic.
That's what the trade report said. Now, part of the reason you say no to that is you're now in a championship win now mode, right?
Yeah.
Vucevic plays negative defense. You have James Harden, who also plays negative defense.
Okay, so that's why you did it.
Frontline defense.
But you're putting them up. You're putting them next to the defensive player of the year.
He's not winning Defensive Player of the Year.
He did last. I'm saying he's the reigning defensive player.
Yeah, it's a fraudulent title, but
Oh, wow.
Why is it fraudulent?
because he
Wow.
only won it because of their stupid rule about having to play a certain amount of games.
Is that true?
No, because Wemby wouldn't have won it even without that rule.
No,
Wemby
he
would
was
not
the
have
best
won it.
player.
Yeah, but he missed a ton of time.
played.
How many games did he play last
He
year?
missed like the last 2 months.
It is worth noting, and Jason, this is something we've talked about before. If the NBA didn't penalize teams for their own players' success, so let's say the next level of Mobley's extension didn't kick in for winning DPOY or second-team All-NBA.
It's so stupid. That part of it is stupid. Yeah.
Either one would have triggered the rise.
Yeah.
The Cavs, with their current roster right now, are under the second apron.
It's because he won Defensive
Right,
Player of the Year.
right,
They're getting
right.
punished for it.
Or second-team All-NBA. He would have made it either way.
I don't understand
Wemby
why
played
they did
46
that.
games, by the way, Bull.
What's that?
He played 46 games last year. It's basically half the season.
He's not winning Defensive Player of the Year on 46 games. So it's not the rule.
Eh,
Not in that case.
I would have voted for him. It would have helped.
Can
the
you
Cavs.
imagine? Can you imagine Bull? Can you imagine Bull with an NBA ballot?
It'd be great.
Bull's going to ask on my fake trades.
I would
he's gonna
take it
ask who two
seriously.
of these guys are, and it's going to be sad.
Hey, there's plenty of guys who vote that just do groupthink. So at least I would take it seriously. I don't know the NBA that well, but if I had an NBA vote, I'd do my real work. You know, there's guys who groupthink and just vote because.
Yeah, there are some.
I mean, there was a 10-year stretch where people voted somebody but LeBron. It was ridiculous.
I voted LeBron every year. Had
And
an
he should
MVP
have
vote
won. And
every
you were
single
right.
year.
And people didn't vote him because they were tired of voting
I
for
voted
him,
him,
which is ridiculous.
I voted him MVP and Defensive Player of the Year the one year in
What
Miami
was the last year you stopped voting?
when I left the beat. So 2018.
Was Giannis in the league?
Oh yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
You didn't vote for him?
No, not MVP. Who did I vote
why
for
they-
MVP the
that's why
last
they
year?
took
I had
it
a
from
vote.
you, 'cause he was wrong.
Hey, well, Jason,
The most controversial vote I
Yeah.
ever had.
Yeah.
You know this one?
I can't refresh my memory.
NBA
DPOY,
Finals.
right?
NBA Finals.
Oh.
2015,
yeah, right.
the first year back.
You voted for LeBron for MVP.
No,
No.
I voted Iguodala for MVP.
Oh, right.
As the Akron Beacon Journal beat writer, I voted Iguodala, and
Yeah.
people lost
Did he
their
win it?
minds.
He won it that year, right?
Iguodala won it,
Yeah.
and I walked in the Cavs locker room, and the voting becomes official instantly.
Yeah, right.
And somebody from LeBron's camp, I won't say who, was like looking at his phone and saw me, and he goes, "Are you kidding me?" Like screaming across the locker room at me.
I mean, they won,
Like,
though.
no, well, the Warriors won.
Right.
Yeah. But that was.
Is Jerry West the only person that lost
Yeah.
and won it?
And that was part of the criteria why I wouldn't vote for him.
How could you be the most valuable player if your team didn't win?
Cavs lost 3 straight in that series.
Yeah.
They lost 3 straight games. And I remember when the NBA asked me to vote
Yeah.
for that, and I was like,
oh, boy.
I wasn't going to say no, but I really didn't want to do it
Did
because
LeBron ever say anything to you about
No.
it? He won. He didn't.
I don't even think he would have
What can you
cared about
you
it.
lost? What can you say?
Like my thinking was, if they get it to a game 7,
Yeah.
which Jerry did in that series, if they get it to a game 7, he has my vote, win or lose,
Yeah.
because it's remarkable what he did.
Right.
But they didn't
they
get it
didn't.
to a
Yeah.
7, and they lost 3 straight games in that
he can't be
series.
the MVP.
And the on-off numbers with Iguodala were like overwhelming. I don't remember what they were now.
Yeah.
So
But
they-
that was like the worst vote I ever had
Yeah.
to
So
cast.
they do that
did
like
the right
as
thing.
soon as the final game is over, you got to cast your vote.
Oh, they hand you the ballots with like 5 minutes left, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you got to have a name down as soon as
There's
the
only like 12 voters, though, or 9 voters.
Yeah, it's not a
small-
lot.
What was the final
Well,
vote?
that's
7-5?
No, I forget what it was. I mean, believe me, this is like to this day.
Yeah.
Warriors fans can't believe that Steph didn't win it. So Warriors fans are angry at me that I didn't vote Steph.
Oh.
Cavs fans are angry that I didn't vote LeBron.
Oh, God.
But it was just and
Give me Iguodala.
So to simplify this as much as I can, the reason it's important for the Cavs to get under the second apron, and I know this sounds future out.
Haven't we said this already?
I got a better way. Earl,
Okay.
if you want to clip this right now, this is the most simple way to think about it.
All right.
Why the Cavs, it's imperative that they get under the second apron if they do. If they get under the second apron today, they can trade up to 3 first-round picks this offseason, 2026, 2031, and 2033. If they end the season.
How can they trade 2026?
Because they have a first-round pick to trade.
But didn't they?
It's a
Why-
swap. It's just a swap with Utah. They still have
Oh,
a
I
first-round
see.
pick. So if you let me finish, let me explain why.
Yeah.
They have 3 first-round picks they can trade if they're under the second apron. If they are over the second apron at the end of the season, a.k.a. they don't get under today, they can't trade that 2033 first-round pick. So they only have 2 first-round picks to trade. Also this summer, if they want to go big game hunting for a Giannis or somebody, if it doesn't happen by 3 p.m. today, they can aggregate salaries. They cannot aggregate salaries as a second.
And they're not going to be able to get Giannis now because you're not getting Giannis for just Mobley.
Hey, stop saying
You're not getting Giannis for just Mobley.
You're too negative. Keep hope alive.
I'll
believe that at 3 p.m.
Do you think you can get Giannis without getting for just Mobley?
We got to get rid of Jared Allen, too.
You think so?
I have no idea what's going on with him.
Why would the Cavs not do that?
Well, Giannis don't want to leave.
He wants to leave. Get out of here.
He said Giannis doesn't want to leave, but he wants the Bucks to make things better.
They're not going to make things better. They suck. Jimmy Haslam's their owner. They're not going to get any better. Listen, if the Bucks are willing to trade Giannis straight up for Mobley, the Cavs are idiots if they don't do it. Why is nobody saying anything right now?
I'm with you.
Jason's
I'm with
reading between the lines. He's saying he thinks they can do it, and the Cavs won't do it.
Let's wait.
I thought they didn't have enough to get him.
Let's wait. I don't think Giannis is coming here. I don't think he's coming here.
If the Cavs don't trade Mobley because they're unwilling, I mean, what else? Why else did they bother talking to the Bucks?
The Cavs get Giannis. I'm buying all the gear. So
I thought they'd have to wait till the offseason and trade some picks with Giannis.
Well, you get an extra pick if you get him the second apron today to make that deal.
I mean, but you guys are making me think it's the Cavs that are saying no to a Giannis for Mobley deal, which would be freaking nuts.
I agree with you.
Are we serious here?
I'm with you.
How old is Giannis?
31.
How many great years do you think he's got left?
10.
Oh, stop it.
Great, like top 5 player in the league. Does he got 3 left?
3 or 4, yeah.
No, he got more than 3.
When's he a free agent? After when?
He has this season and next.
Who cares? Let's go. 2 years. You win a championship with Giannis. You trade Mobley for Giannis, and you go for it this year. And then you sign LeBron if you don't win, and you either way, you sign LeBron. Bring him back for his retirement tour. The Cavs will win a championship in the next 2 years. They're old as hell. Maybe they collapse in the playoffs because they're too old and get injured. But come on, Donovan, Harden, Giannis, LeBron, and our boy Jalen Tyson.
Jared Allen.
Forget Jared Allen. He sucks.
In that case, he's sticking around.
All right, maybe he's sticking around. Guys, if they don't trade, if they don't get Giannis because they don't want to trade Mobley, that's crazy. That's crazy. I bet you some of our fans wouldn't want to do that either.
Isn't Giannis
put a poll up?
Isn't Giannis everything that they expect Mobley to eventually become?
There's no way Mobley's going to become Giannis. Zero chance.
With a more better jumper. As far as Mobley.
Mobley does have a better jump shot than Giannis.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mobley's jump shot sucks. Let's go.
Still better than Giannis's.
Giannis does everything else better.
I'm not arguing that.
By a lot.
Once again, not arguing.
When did Giannis become great? What is it, year 3? 4?
No.
When
he was born.
Mike, what year was it? It was certainly before now.
Giannis became a superstar Giannis?
Yeah. Year 3, 4?
His 4th season. Became superstar Giannis.
This is already what, 5 for Mobley?
This is 5th season, correct.
Okay. He's not becoming Giannis. We all know that. Let's stop pretending that there's any chance. He's not even going to become Chris Bosh.
Giannis became a superstar in 94.
You're out of your mind. Your obsession with him is weird. It's weird.
It kind of is.
Right? It's weird.
It's odd. You want to hear some other fake trades that don't involve Giannis?
All right. You guys are being very cagey about this situation.
They are being very cagey. What do y'all know?
I can't believe it. It sounds to me like they could get Giannis, but they won't trade Mobley.
I think both sides would have a very hard conversation about that. I think Milwaukee. I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
I don't think it's happening.
I don't understand why the Cavs would not do that. You
get
got to win now.
I'm playing devil's advocate ball.
Yeah.
I would make the trade too.
Yeah.
If you're Cleveland, the reason you wouldn't, at least I would assume, is Giannis is on his 3rd calf injury this season.
Yeah.
So you're not sure how much you count on him, and you have no guarantee that he would stay past next year. And you'll be giving.
It doesn't. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Advocate.
That's the thought process. Is you can trade your future building block, your youngest building block, whether you think he's as good as some of us do or not, for a guy you may have for one playoff run.
First
Two
of
if he
all,
gets healthy.
Giannis would definitely stay for 2, especially if you tell him you're getting LeBron back. That's cap.
yeah,
Well, no,
you got
he-
2
he-
years.
he- well,
after that, who cares? Everybody else, the team's going to stink after
You
that.
got 2 postseasons. This and
2
next.
postseasons, right?
Well, you
got
might
2
only have
postseasons.
Donovan for 2 postseasons.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why they.
Well, you're gonna have Mobley and nobody else. Good luck. You're gonna stink.
If the Cavs could trade Mobley for Giannis, I would do it.
That would be insane. I know
Just playing
Mobley's been.
devil's advocate.
Giannis has had some injuries. It's certainly a concern. But you have to do everything you can to try to win a championship this year or next. And there's no question that Giannis gives them a better chance to win a championship by a lot. If they
don't
added Giannis
disagree.
right now and he's healthy, they might be the best team in the league.
Ain't no might be.
They could be, yeah.
They could win a championship this year.
I would
Man.
do it. You're looking at me like
I'll tell you.
playing devil's advocate.
A few weeks ago,
You looking at me
because
like
I was
I
so
would-
convinced that the Cavs had this cap that they couldn't do anything with. I said one of the dumbest things I've ever said in my life, that the Browns were more likely to win a championship than the Cavs.
Yeah, I told you were crazy.
I was crazy. You're right, 100%. It was one of the 5 dumbest things I've ever said in my life. The Browns are not winning a championship anytime soon. The Guardians and Cavs, maybe. So this is crazy. But Kobe Altman, you've had a love-hate relationship with Jason. Mostly hate.
We get along fine.
You've had a hate. I've ripped you. I've given you credit. I like what you're doing here. I think he's done a good job right now. You got to bring it home, Kobe. Bring it home. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Evan Mobley. Get us Giannis.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What if the deal was on the table, right?
Yeah.
And they had it ready to go.
Yeah.
And they said, wait, before we hit send, we got to check with Donovan. And Donovan says, no, I want Evan here.
There was no chance Donovan said that.
What would you say to that?
I guess I don't know. But I can't imagine. Is there any planet that Donovan would not want that trade to happen? Guys.
It's a planet. It's definitely a planet.
Are you not going to answer me?
I mean, once again, I'm thinking as Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Maybe he still says I want it to be my team that wins, not Giannis's.
Oh my God.
I don't
That's
think
not
I'm
Donovan
not saying I
style.
believe that. I'm just trying to think.
I don't think that would be it. He wants to win, period.
That's it.
He wants to win.
Donovan's not that type of guy.
You're putting me on the spot, asking me to think.
I
I'm just
know.
coming up with ideas
but,
here.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. All right.
All right, let's
Come
talk
on,
about
Kobe. Get it done.
Let's talk about some other trades. These do not involve Giannis. By the way, at 2:30 today,
Yeah.
deadline's at 3. I'm going live on UCSS under the Ultimate Cavs umbrella.
Yeah.
At 2:30 today, I'm going to break down any deals across the league. If it's Cavs related, if it's not, we'll go from about 2:30 to about 3:15. Hopefully the Cavs make a move, get under the set. Hopefully it's a Giannis deal. That would be incredible if it's a Giannis
And
deal.
if the Pelicans make a big trade with the Hornets, Mike will be there to break
we'll
it
be
down.
there, but come hang. We're going to talk trades. We're going to talk NBA, and we'll go for about 35, 40 minutes from 2:30 to
Wait.
a little after the deadline to make sure.
Because they could trickle in right
Hang on,
after.
I was reading a text. Am I doing that with you?
No. Well, if you want to, you're more than welcome to, but I was going to go solo.
That's news to me. When are you doing this?
2:30.
2:30 to about 3:15
Today?
today. If you want to join, you're more than welcome. If not, I assumed I was just doing it solo, but I will gladly make a 2-shot for us if you want to join.
All right.
Go ahead. You're
Or if anyone else wants to join Tyvis Ball, anyone's more than welcome to hop on.
I'll be
But
driving down
2:30 today.
71 at 2:30, so.
All right, let's talk about some other hypothetical trades the Cavs can make. All 4 of these deals, Bull, get the Cavs under the second apron, and in my opinion, make them better.
All right.
All 4.
I'm open-minded to them then.
Or at least 3 of them for sure make them better. One of them we could argue back and forth.
All right,
But
we'll argue back and
They
forth.
all get them under the second apron, which I do believe
Gotcha.
is crucial to any moves they make today.
Okay.
You guys tell me if you guys would do this. The first deal involves the Milwaukee Bucks, but it does not involve Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What a tease
I
that
don't
would
want-
be.
Bobby Portis Jr. is who
It
he's
is
on.
Max
Oh, yeah, you've
Strus
been obsessed with him
and
lately.
Larry Nance Jr. for Bobby Portis.
Would I
Cavs
do
save
that
enough
deal?
money to get under the second apron in this scenario. Bobby Portis could be their third big, shoots
He's
well
a
enough to play.
defender rebounder, isn't he?
3-point
He's a
shooter,
3-point shooter. I'd do that
big
deal.
man,
Yeah.
solid rebounder, tough as hell. Don't want to mess with him. He's the one that
Defensive player.
Yes, I take. He's
average
scrappy.
defensive player.
All right.
Scrappy.
Yeah, he's a pain in the neck, right?
Yeah, he punched the team in practice.
I like that. I like that.
Give me. Yep, I take that.
I
deal.
like that. All right. I mean, they're giving up nothing.
Strus isn't nothing.
They gave up a player who hasn't played.
He's been hurt.
Guys, let's stop it.
Jason.
If Max Strus was black, he'd be in the G League. Come on, we know this.
Oh, shut up.
We know this. Let's go.
Anyway,
he was a starting two-guard on an NBA Finals team.
Nah, he was along for the ride. You know that. I'm so talking out my ass.
You really are. Like
that's an outrage.
You are
lighten up. I'm having some fun. Go ahead.
So you
said
take
there's
the deal.
5 dumb things you said.
Of course, I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it too.
Yeah.
And Bobby Portis, by the way, Steve, you want to take your stats? Jalen Tyson leads the NBA in three-point percentage right now. Sam Merrill's third. You know who's fourth?
Bobby
Portis
Portis.
Jr.
Well,
I think he can play alongside Mobley. I think he can play alongside Allen. Not a terrific rim protector, but a veteran, savvy guy that knows where to be, knows how to position himself properly. And
who was the old player? Portis. There was another Portis back in the day.
Clinton Portis for the
Football. I thought there was another basketball Portis.
Oh.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. Milwaukee would never do that though.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not? That's literally their second best player.
Well, if they're rebuilding and they want to,
well, if they're keeping Giannis, they're not rebuilding yet.
Well, but they're going to trade him at the end of the year, probably.
No, they're not.
Who?
If they don't trade Giannis now, they'll probably trade him in the offseason.
It's probably a summer trade. Yeah.
So how does that help the Bucks?
the Bucks are in no man's land.
Yeah.
You need as much shooting as possible around Giannis. When healthy, Strus is a very good movement shooter. He fits into Doc Rivers' offensive system.
Don't they want to tank at this point? Although
they don't have their own picks, so tanking for them is irrelevant. But
I just don't understand why you would get rid
I don't know why they would do that.
Why would you get Max Strus when you just said Bobby Portis is fourth in three-point shooting? Why would you get Max Strus who hasn't played? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because you need guys on the
I don't
perimeter.
know, man.
You need guys on the perimeter. I'm not listening. That's my pipe dream. That's my pipe
all
dream
right.
trade today. All right, next one. Steve, this is you got it ready. Jared Allen and Indiana. There was a lot of smoke between the two teams yesterday. This one I'm not sure makes the Cavs better for what it's worth. I think this is a neutral at best. However, it gets you off Jared Allen's contract, which is getting up to $30 million per year over the next 3. Gets you under the apron and nets you a first-round pick in 2027. It'd be Obi Toppin in his expiring contract.
Yeah.
Jay Huff, who, Bull, I know you don't know who Jay Huff is.
No clue.
Jay Huff is an underrated center.
All right.
And a future first for Allen and for Larry Nance Jr. to get you off
Obi
of that.
Toppin's a nice player, right? He's a good role player.
He's a good role player. Third big, expiring contract.
I declined it.
The Knicks drafted him high, didn't they?
I think he was 2 picks after Okoro, 7th overall.
I wouldn't take that.
They both stink. Well, stink is not fair. You would do it?
No.
Jason?
I'm not a huge Allen fan, but I probably would decline this.
All right.
This is a deal for future flexibility more than making your team right now.
Yeah, you got to make your team better, I think.
That's what I said. This one was the one that I'm not sure if it
All
necessarily
right, not sure.
made you better, but that would get you under the second apron. You would have the 2 bigs to replace Allen with and a future first that you can use in trades. We give the Cavs 4 first-round picks to possibly trade this summer as opposed to 2 currently or 3 if they get under the second apron. All right, the next one. This is the one I'm not sure Dallas would do. But Max Strus and Tyrese Proctor for Najee Marshall. Now, Bull, there's no chance in hell you know who Najee Marshall is.
Why are you calling me out all the time?
Because I said there's going to be 2 players in this that you were not
I
going to
have
know.
no idea who Najee Marshall is. At least I have the guts to admit that.
Najee Marshall is awesome, one of my favorite wings in basketball. He's playing so much better of late. 6'6", 6'7". He's not a true 4, but he can play a little bigger.
Why would the Mavs do this trade?
Because they just blew up their entire roster. They just traded Anthony Davis. They have so many guys that fit the Najee Marshall role. P.J. Washington, Cooper Flagg. There's just a plethora of guys in that role and not a ton of shooting. If you want to put more shooting and guys that don't need the ball as much as a Najee around Cooper Flagg, Strus obviously fits that better moving forward. I think Marshall's the best player in the deal. But once again, just looking for deals that in theory work, get the Cavs under the second apron.
Yeah.
And if they could somehow swing Najee Marshall, we're doing backflips.
I would do it. I just like the first trade. I don't see the appeal to the other team.
Dallas in tank mode.
But who
was we trading for this?
Why would they just give away a player? It feels like Max Strus is not part of anybody's future, is he?
Next year is an expiring contract, though.
Okay.
So it is a shorter deal. You get off that money, then you have long-term.
Right. Okay.
Who was the 2 that we traded? Strus and who?
Tyrese Proctor in this. So you get a young guy with some upside.
Tyrese Proctor is like Darius Garland to me. I ain't trading him.
You're going to turn down a deal because of Tyrese Proctor.
That's correct.
All right, let's see the next one.
Jason, what do you think of that one?
Do you think they would make that?
I see
you
some
think
value.
Dallas would make that trade?
No, I would if I was the Cavs. I would make that.
Yeah.
I don't think Dallas would make that.
All right.
All right, this last one, boy. I made this one just for you.
Okay.
We started the season by saying the Cavs needed some bullies, some tough guys, some guys that aren't afraid
Dylan
to
Brooks.
mix it up. No, it's not Dylan Brooks. So I gave you the Bobby Portis
Draymond
idea.
Green.
Oh, that would be cool.
It is Draymond Green.
Oh my God.
It is now, this is not realistic. Full disclosure, this one, if
No
this happened
chance.
today, I would be beyond shocked. The other three, I could see at least some semblance of realisticness.
Yeah.
This one, just for fun. Need a third team to help facilitate it. In this scenario, the Nets are the facilitators
They got to
here.
trade Merrill.
The Cavs get Draymond Green. The Warriors finally get a center to pair up with Steph Curry
They
and
just-
another shooter to become the second splash brother
They got
in
whatchamacallit.
Golden State. Sam Merrill and Jared Allen to the Warriors, and then Larry Nance, Trace Jackson Davis, and Guy Santos to the Nets, plus some future draft capital just to help facilitate the deal. Bull, this one's not realistic.
Yeah.
But would you do it?
Did you make this early?
Yeah. I would do that.
You made this had to be before like 2 hours ago, right?
Why?
Because Trace Jackson Davis got traded already.
When?
Oh, is he part of the Kristaps deal?
I'm not sure. I just know
I made this last night.
I know 100% he got traded.
Kristaps got traded to
And
the Warriors
Kristaps
last
got
night.
traded to the Warriors. I don't remember.
What do you
where
think
he
of that
went.
trade, Jason?
He went for
No.
like
Draymond
a second
Green?
round
No.
pick.
You
to
don't want
somewhere.
Draymond?
No.
Whatever it is,
He's
he's
too much
just
of
a
a
salary
cancer?
filler. You could fill
He's
that
not a
salary slot
cancer.
with somebody else.
I just think I just wouldn't do it.
You just wouldn't do it. All right. So what trade do we like the most? The first and third didn't seem realistic for the other team.
I don't get why you don't think the Bobby Portis thing's realistic. He's been in trade
Jason,
rumors.
you think that
he's
trade's
been in
realistic?
trade rumors
You
for the
think
last
Bucks would
month
do
and
that?
a half.
I don't think you can. Yeah, Milwaukee's in such a tenuous spot right now with Giannis. If you keep him, I don't think you can make that trade.
He got traded. Trace Jackson Davis got traded to Toronto.
Well, you could add any minimum salary
Whatever,
in there to
yeah,
make that
it's
work.
fine.
That was
Doesn't
just a throw-in.
I mean, that would be my favorite right
Yeah,
there.
we'd like that, but
I thought that one's the least
I think
realistic by far.
the Marshall
I just don't
one is the
understand
most
why the Bucks
realistic.
would just give away a good player.
They're not. You think Max Strus is literally nothing.
Not that
Max
he's
Strus is a
nothing,
better
but
player than
you're
Bobby
not-
Portis
is it-
Jr.
How old is Max Strus?
He's younger than Bobby. Max Strus is better than Bobby Portis Jr.
He is?
He's better than Bobby Portis Jr. Yes.
But he's not. I don't know. Wouldn't you rather trade Bobby Portis for draft picks?
It depends on what you're trying to do if you're Milwaukee.
I mean, if they're probably going to trade Giannis, they got to start over. I just feel like Max Strus is not helping you start over.
Is Bobby Portis Jr. helping you? start
No,
over?
but I'm saying draft picks.
I'm trying to think.
Guys don't have a draft pick, so
Who's our other four right now?
they don't have a third big. Dean Wade's the backup big right now, which is why I think the Cavs need to find some way to get another big before the end of today's trade deadline, so that they actually can rely on somebody in the playoffs without having to put all their eggs in the Dean Wade basket for a fourth straight year.
By the way, it's weird how, in baseball, there's a lot of guys who break news. Not a lot, but there's. I mean, I know. What's his name from Cleveland? Jeff Passan. He's the leader, but there's a number of guys who break news. Football, there's certainly a number of guys. In basketball now, it's only Shams.
It's Shams. Yeah.
Nobody else ever breaks a story. Why does he get everything?
Crispy Hayes does sometimes. Chris Hayes.
Why not Jason Lloyd?
I don't want that job.
Yeah, like you never have a
It's
breath.
miserable.
You don't
Yeah,
wanna
yeah,
be
yeah.
on- you don't wanna be
But
on your
why is
phone
there
all
nobody
the
else
time?
now? What's his name retired, and that's it. Now Shams gets everybody.
Why is he the only one?
Yeah.
Because that's a good question.
Baseball and football have like 6 or 7 guys.
Yeah.
Woj retired.
Because the NBA, it's just sort of, it was always.
How did it become him? And nobody else. I'm just fascinated by that.
Well, Shams works his rear end off.
Yeah.
He has a lot of agents and, you want me to pull back the curtain on the list?
Yeah. I think it's interesting.
Shams came up with all of the agents and all the shoe guys, and Woj had a lot of owners.
Okay.
And not to say Shams doesn't have owners,
Right.
But
he's got the player side.
he came up with the agents, the Nike reps,
Smart.
and Woj does too. Woj did too to an extent,
Yeah.
but Woj also had a lot of on the ownership side. And why is there no one else? Honestly, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And I don't know that guys want to commit to that.
Yeah.
All the time. And there are other guys get little bits and pieces here and there. It is an unbelievable. It takes an unbelievable toll on your life.
Yeah,
It
I got
is
to imagine.
all you do.
Like Schefter and Rappaport, every 2 seconds, Heyman and all these baseball guys. And the local reporters rarely break stories anymore. Because in baseball you'll see it once in a while.
Yeah.
It's rare in the other two sports.
Because they are conditioned to go to the national guys.
Yeah.
Because part of it is also they don't want to play favorites with the locals.
Right.
And give it to one and not another.
Right, yeah.
So they just give it to the national guys.
Yeah.
I know that that's like a big point with fans and readers is like, well, the writers here suck because nobody breaks any stories.
That happens in every market.
It's every market.
Yeah.
And because the agents, usually it comes from the agents too.
Right.
And the agents are more tied in with the national writers than they are the local writers.
Right.
You can have relationships with agents as a local writer.
Yeah.
But their strongest relationships are with the national writers.
It's just weird how, especially comparing to baseball, because football is its own world, but baseball and basketball are similar level. And yet in baseball, there's a number of
ton
guys.
of them, yeah.
But in basketball,
and it's
there's only
also
one.
and in baseball, it's a lot of NBA. It's a lot of younger media. Baseball's a lot of older.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the relationships are
Although
longer.
Passan of the newsbreakers is probably the youngest.
Yeah, but like
there's some up and comers.
Heyman's been around forever.
Yeah.
Rosenthal's been around forever.
Yeah.
Nightingale's been around. These guys have been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah.
You don't really have that in the NBA.
No,
it's
that's true.
all the NBA is a. I remember. I think it says I was in Vegas for Summer League.
Yeah.
And I remember looking around at our company.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm old. When did this happen? Because it wasn't that long ago. Like I was the young hip writer guy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
More like 30 years ago.
Shut up.
Tyvis.
Last thing on the deadline, we'll get back to Keon Ellis and Schroder's debuts a little later in the show.
Yeah.
We see a lot of comments on like why are you trying to trade Max Strus? The Cavs have a plethora of guys on the wing now. These are just the guards/wings that fit into
You need a big man. You need another big man.
Exactly. So these are the Harden, Mitchell, Schroder, Merrill, Keon Ellis, Jalen Tyson, and then Max Strus. That's 8. You're not playing 8 guys at that position. Someone's getting cut out of the rotation
Strus has lost
somewhere.
his spot, really.
And you just don't know how healthy he's going to be when he gets back. So he's kind of the odd man out for the time being, which is why I think he's the most likely dude to get traded today to open up other possibilities. And that's why, like I said, I was looking at the
So it's going to be probably him, and if they do make a trade, it's going to be him and Nance for one player.
Or him and Craig Porter Jr.
Or him and Craig Porter Jr.
Or something like that for a player. That
Unless they do something blockbuster.
Is him alone enough to get them under the apron?
Depends on who you get back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But also, he's not one of these guys that has no value.
I agree.
Like he has Bull's poo-pooing on him. Like
but he's been hurt all year.
He's a knockdown shooter.
But he's still. What's his contract? What's he making?
Next year, 16. But he's expiring next year.
Yeah.
What's he making this year?
16. It's 16 for 4 years.
Oh, that's more than I thought. But he's still. I still think that like Darius was a distressed asset. There was no value there, and I think you saw that play out. We've been saying that for a while. Like guys, there's no value on Darius because of all the injuries and everything else. And Max has that too.
Yeah.
But not to the extent. And Max is a little bit bigger. Darius doesn't play lick of defense.
Yeah.
So you had 2 distressed assets in that deal: Harden and Darius.
The Cavs' number one goal today should be to get Giannis. And then if that doesn't work, their number one goal should be to get under the second apron and find a way to get a backup big.
Yes.
And also, if they get out of the apron, they are now players on the buyout market. So that if there's buyout guys.
Yeah.
But that's worth mentioning. They can't buy anyone out as a second apron team. Or they can't bring in a buyout guy as a second apron team. So.
And by the way, even if they do end up trading Mobley for Giannis today, which would be amazing, they still need a backup big man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because Giannis is now Mobley's injury prone too, but so is Giannis.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, by the way. If you're worried about Giannis's injury, well, Mobley's been injury prone too.
They both have calf injuries.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's talk a little football, guys. We'll get back to basketball in a second. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us on social media for all the extra UCSS content you don't get between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, Monday through Friday. No WKYC show this Friday.
Ooh.
The Olympics. So we are 2 hours tomorrow, and for the next 3 Fridays, 2 full hours on YouTube. All right, let's talk about Todd Monken's staff here, guys. He is continuing to assemble his offensive staff. A lot more of the offensive guys have been filled. Defense, we're still kind of figuring out what's going to happen with Jim Schwartz and the assistants. But so far, Todd Monken has hired 5 offensive assistants from his days in Baltimore. He hired George Warhop to be the offensive line coach, Travis Schweitzer, the offensive coordinator, Danny Bryers, the passing game coordinator, Daniel Stern is the assistant head coach, Ian Colstay is an offensive analyst. He has hired 2 coaches that are not from Baltimore as well, but he's brought over 5 assistants to his offensive staff that he worked with in Baltimore. Tyvis, when you look at a coach assembling a new staff for the first time, do you like the philosophy of bringing guys you've worked with in the past and have that familiarity with, or would you rather see Monken go out and kind of vary his offensive ideas with coaches he may have worked with in the past but don't come from the exact same system?
I think that, one, you go from you probably go immediately from guys that you work with because of the fact that you're coming from a place that has some success. I know that they missed the playoffs last year, blah, blah, blah. But in years past, they have been a successful organization. You work with these guys for over 3 years, 3 seasons, so you know exactly what you're getting from them. You've probably worked with them and seen them work with different type of athletes. So you know when you look at Cleveland's roster, you need those type of guys. So I love the fact that he brought guys that he trusted over. And then as you go through the rest of the roster, you start filling out with guys that you've worked with in other stops and other destinations and stuff like that. I think he's doing it the exact same way that any coach or any new head coach would do it. You always take from where you were last, maybe some of them assistant guys, you promote them up and give them an opportunity. And then after that, you fill out your roster the other way. But the only thing people care about is the defensive coordinator situation, which is what it is.
Yeah. What do you make of it? I mean, anything of interest in the
offensive
coach hires?
Every coach is going to hire people they're comfortable with, that they have a history with.
Yeah.
And Todd's been around. And the fortunate part of this with some of these guys coming over from Baltimore is that Baltimore rebuilt its entire staff, because this is kind of late in the game to be trying to put staffs together. And a lot of guys are already in positions. So it's hard to get some guys out of contracts unless you're giving them promotions, and you can't give promotions for all these jobs,
Right.
So the fact that a lot of these guys are available helps. I was talking to one NFL coach during the process who felt like Schwartz, the longer it went, the better it was. I mean, nobody thought it was going to be Todd, right? Can we admit that? Nobody thought Monken was going to be. So the guy I was talking to thought it would be, the longer it went, it was more and more likely that Jim was going to get the job, because you keep the defensive side in place.
Right.
And you don't have to build that side of the ball up. And Jim has enough connections that he can pull a staff together relatively quickly on the offensive side. Well, the same sort of applies to Todd.
Yeah.
Whereas a guy like Shieldhouse may have struggled to build.
Right. Although Todd's got to build the offense and maybe the defense as well.
Well, I don't think they'll have to, if anything, it's just going to be the coordinator. I think they're going to keep most of they'll keep a lot of those guys in place.
Right.
they're really happy with that side.
Maybe they'll promote one of them to DC.
They could
probably the linebacker coach.
They could promote one to DC. I do think that they'll have a couple outside guys that they would look at.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not at that point yet. Let's wait and see what happens. I wrote today, I think they should let Jim go.
They
like do the right thing.
Yeah.
And don't hold him. It's an awkward position that they're in, only because you put these guys head to head to interview for the job.
Right. It's not good for the team at this point.
I just think there's too much of a risk of a power struggle down the road. Jim's made it clear he's not happy. Just let him go.
I don't know how many DC jobs are open. I'm sure somebody would love. Oh, none at this point.
Not right now.
Well, Philly, what's his name, didn't retire.
Vic Fangio.
Not yet. But
they said he's coming back. I think I read it this morning.
Because then that was a late change of heart. Because the talk around there was he was definitely going to retire.
But I think this morning he said he was going to come back.
So Jim's made plenty of money in his life. Either he retires, or if you let him out of the contract, then he can go be a consultant like he was here for a year.
The Cardinals and Raiders hired DCs already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Raiders. I know the Cardinals did.
I'm not sure if the Raiders have. The Cardinals have, yes. I'm not sure if the Raiders have yet, because they still haven't technically named Kubiak as the head coach, obviously. That's coming.
You can't do that.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. So I guess that maybe that one's
I'm sure the Raiders would love to have him.
I mean, would he want to go there?
I mean, they're a disaster.
They're going to be without
from one day ago.
Their defense already stunk.
For whatever it's worth, from one day ago, I just searched Jim Schwartz.
Yeah.
I searched Raiders defensive coordinator. The first 5 articles that popped up were Jim Schwartz could be leading candidate for Raiders defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, they'd probably pay him a ton of money to go there.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the Browns let him out of the contract.
Right.
I mean, his recourse, if they won't let him out of the contract, is, okay, then I retire.
Right.
What are you going to do?
But again, I think, couldn't they name him assistant head coach / DC?
Who? Raiders?
Schwartz. Yeah, couldn't they do that? And if you make him assistant head coach, don't they have to let you out? If it's a promotion?
Unless the Browns make him the assistant head coach.
I guess they could, yeah.
Well, we'll save the Jim Schwartz up for a
Yeah,
second.
okay,
But what
go
do you
ahead.
think of the off? I mean, I know you don't know a lot of the guys,
listen,
but
the only guy I've heard of the 7 guys they've hired on the offensive staff is George Warhop, because he was here with Joe Thomas when I first moved to Cleveland. He was their O-line coach, so I remember that. The rest of the guys I never heard of before. I know these other guys with Baltimore, I think, are all really young guys besides Warhop. I don't know about the 2 other guys that are not Ravens guys. I'm guessing they're fairly young too, but I could be wrong.
Who's the wide receivers coach?
they have not hired a receiver.
They haven't hired a wide receivers coach. They haven't hired
Is Deuce Staley
a running
still
back
here?
coach.
Well, I think they've kept all those guys under contract for right now.
Okay.
Well, no,
Chad
Chad
O'Shea's
O'Shea's
gone.
gone.
Well, Chad's
Well,
gone.
he stunk anyway.
But the guys, the
Where'd
other
he go
guys,
to the Chiefs, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he's Chiefs
Chiefs?
receivers.
the guys who were on staff.
Yeah, so Deuce Staley could be back as the running backs coach.
If I'm guessing on
Yeah.
this, they've told those guys if you have opportunities, pursue
Sure,
them. That's why
yeah.
you've seen O'Shea leave. That's why
Yeah.
you saw Tommy go with Kevin.
Right.
But the rest, I think that they're waiting around to see. Todd will probably clean out the room, I would think.
Not even keep Deuce Staley.
I mean, maybe Deuce.
Yeah.
Maybe you keep 1 or 2 guys.
Right.
I don't think they'll keep very many.
yeah,
from that staff.
no. I mean, the only thing left is running back
And receiver.
and wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously assistant position coaches, but who cares about that?
Deuce
I think
will
it's
be
fine.
the-
You want to have guys. A head coach needs to have guys around him that are his guys.
The guys that he trusts.
And it's not everybody. You got 2 guys from other organizations, and my guess is the wide receiver coach and the running backs coach will either be guys that were here. Well, no, just running back would be the only guy that can stay.
Yeah.
Or maybe whoever the assistant wide receiver coach, whatever. Or it'll be guys from outside the organization. So it seems like a good mix. I like that he's taken a lot of young guys here, maybe some up and comers. I like that he took that guy who's like the analytics coach that gets in the
Daniel Stern.
headset and advises you on going for things and whatever. It's fine. I mean, I'm not going to get worked up one way or the other about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to know a lot. Steve, you want to take this again?
Yeah.
I've heard of Warhop before just because.
He's the only one.
I've heard good things about him.
Yeah,
He's
I
got a
have
very
too.
good reputation.
Yeah.
The other guys, I only know because they've been tweeted out as the Browns have hired this guy. I was thinking when, and Jason, I'm curious if when the Athletic
What
launched
does
it. I know
PCG mean?
Pass game coordinator.
Shouldn't that be PCC?
No, it should be PGC.
Pass. No, do I have it
Oh,
back?
PGC,
I'll
right? Yeah.
fix that. I'll fix that. My bad.
Yeah. I was confused there for a second.
No. Passing coordinator game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad. Steve, drop it. But my point is, Jason, I'm curious when the Athletic launch. When you take on a venture like taking over an NFL team, like he's doing right now, Todd Monken, his first time as a head coach, has never put together his own staff top to bottom where he had full autonomy and authority over it. And knowing the fact that, happy birthday, Coach Monken, he turned 60 today, I feel like it would be smart of him to operate the way he's going, where he's pairing some guys he's worked with in the past of all ages to get different perspectives on where they've worked, coming together to try and put a staff that can relate as much as possible to a new team where they don't necessarily have the built-in previous relationships with. You have some younger guys, you have some older guys, you have some offensive guys. You may be keeping a bunch of your defensive guys because that's at least what they indicated in the introductory press conference, that whether Schwartz comes back or not, they hope to keep a lot of the defensive assistants in place. So I'd like that philosophy. And when you guys launched The Athletic, I imagine all the first hires weren't exactly cut from the same kind of cookie, right? Like they all had different backgrounds to kind of launch The Athletic at once. Or maybe I'm way wrong.
No, you're right. I mean, when we
Very
did
different business, though.
a very different business. And I'm sure Todd's been building his staff in his mind for 10 years or more, maybe 30 years. If I ever get a head coaching job, I want this person with me. I want that person with me. When we built The Athletic, it was like I'd never been in that position in my life. I went to the people I trusted most and that I knew were really good. I'm sure he did the same thing, that hire really smart people and they'll figure it out. And he's the benefit to him. It's sort of what I was mentioning with Jim. Is he's got a wealth of connections and a ton of relationships. He knows a ton of people. So and the people that you don't know, you go off recommendation of people that you trust.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how you get. I don't want to keep comparing the Browns to the Athletic because I don't think but that's exactly how I got. Like Ari Wasserman was the Ohio State writer. And I didn't have a great relationship with him. I didn't really know him. But I talked to Windhurst, and Brian's like, that's the guy you want.
Yeah.
And I called Ari and said, come on. And he came on, and it was a fantastic hire. So if you don't know the people, then you talk to the people who you do trust.
Right.
And,
because you're not going to know somebody for every spot. It might not be perfect.
Right.
I was looking at upcoming free agents for Ravens, because I'm like,
Tyler Lindenbaum.
You wonder if he's going to like grab somebody, a guy or two.
Yeah.
Here's some possibility. Here's offensive players that are going to be free agents.
Tyler Lindenbaum.
DeAndre Hopkins. I would say he's probably not going to be here.
I would agree with that.
Tyler Lindenbaum, as you said.
They say he's going to the Giants.
Patrick Ricard. I could see him ending up here.
A fullback.
The fullback. Because he obviously likes to use a fullback. Tylan Wallace, who's like a fifth receiver type. Joseph Notaboom, left tackle, 30 years old. Tyler Huntley and Isaiah Likely. Those are the...
I mean, Likely, I think, is...
in play.
I don't know what he's going to cost. I don't think the Browns should spend any significant money at tight end, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, Andrew said the other day they're not going to be chasing a lot in free agency. Like they're not looking for a couple guys to put them over the top. And to your point on Lindenbaum, you got to remember you're going up against Harbaugh for a lot of these free agents too, because John's probably going to want to bring players that he had last year in Baltimore with him. And if you're a free agent, I mean, the money talks.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go where the money is.
Right.
But if you have your choice right now between the Browns and the Giants, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
You're probably going to go with the
Giants.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
the cap is going way up again. I mean, that benefits every team equally, but
no, but it benefits teams like the Browns
who are willing to spend,
who should move on from their quarterback, Deshaun.
Right.
Like he should have been cut a year ago. And like
I don't know why they just don't. They're going to stink anyway. Why not just take the hit this year? I don't understand.
Just in case, insurance.
I don't have an explanation.
It doesn't, especially because the cap's going up big time this year. One of the biggest jumps ever.
So it doesn't really give you a competitive advantage because it goes up for everybody.
Right.
But it does give you an advantage in a situation like that.
I think it also gives you. It gives the Browns an advantage.
I'm saying cut him. He could be the week one starter.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, honestly.
But, Jason, you know what?
Or he's a veteran.
I do think it gives the Browns a competitive advantage because not every team is willing to spend up to the cap.
Well, not only up to the cap, they go over the cap constantly by restructuring all these deals.
Whereas there's teams that are unwilling to do that. So it does give them an advantage.
A little bit. But if you give everybody $500, is anybody really? You see what I'm saying?
Right, but
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
not everyone. Some may pocket 100 of that.
Yeah, they may be more likely to spend
$250
than another team would be if they're close to the cap.
Yeah,
you know. So even if it's a slight advantage, it helps. I think. But go ahead.
I got to do a read, then, Bull, I'm going to toss it out to you and let you set this next topic up because it comes from the UCSS group chat this week, and I don't want to misinterpret how you want to set up.
Well, we can
Tyvis
text,
and Jason
read the text.
Against you. But Cleveland Charge picked up a big win last night in College Park. They are 11-5 on the season. They scored 156 points last night in regulation. They put
old Denver Nuggets basketball
on the College Park, whatever team they are in College Park. They're home this Saturday and Friday and Saturday against the Greensboro Swarm. Saturday is their Special Olympics night presented by Cleveland Cliffs. They're wearing special polar plunge uniforms. I'll be there on Saturday. Hope to see you there on Saturday. You can get your tickets at clevelandcharge.com. Bull, the floor is yours. Set up the Jim Schwartz topic.
All right, so we had this... Tyvis got it started.
Lit the wick.
I'm trying to find the text. When was this? This was 2 days ago?
It was the day before I came in.
Oh, here it is.
Poor Dustin was out to dinner and
came home with 75 texts. I won't read word for word. Some of the language is not appropriate. But Tyvis started this by saying... here's the thing. I
thought
about something as I took my shower.
Yeah.
And I am just going to say it. Y'all can tell me I'm wrong. Jim Schwartz is not acting properly.
Correct.
I get that his feelings are hurt, but business is business.
Is what I said.
And when you're doing business, you have to keep your emotions and feelings out of it.
That's a fact.
The real reason he feels some type of way is because he was too busy running his mouth to his friends, saying he got the job, and now he feels embarrassed. Right? At the end of the day, you signed a contract. You didn't get the promotion you wanted. You should finish out what you signed. That concludes my TED Talk. There you go.
Thank you.
That was it. Then Jason jumped in. He agreed with him. Earl jumped in. He agreed with him. And then I obviously disagreed.
I thought Earl was coming out.
Yeah, I thought Earl was coming down.
Oh, yeah. What happened to Earl?
Earl had to take the day off. Well, he's working from home.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, I vehemently disagree. You guys were just destroying Jim Schwartz.
No.
destroying.
I think we all just we have the same intentions, but I think it's part of it that you don't understand. I
understand.
I
hate
the fact that he stormed out and acting childish about this. Like, that part to me, it's like, first
but you're
of all,
saying it as if he was in the building when this happened, and then he threw everything down and ran out.
That's kind of what the report says.
Well, I don't know. It said that he packed up his stuff and left because he doesn't want to be part of the team anymore. I don't know that it's like storming off. I mean, you just
how else am I supposed to take that?
Go ahead. Finish your
like,
point.
I feel like you feel some type of way. Like, to me, honestly, I look at it like, all right, if I wanted a promotion at a job, right?
Yeah.
And I went and asked for the promotion, I did the interview process, and I didn't get it. All right, it is what it is. Like, they got somebody else. All right, cool. Like, but I'm gonna still be here.
Why is that cool? If you felt like you earned that promotion, and
because I don't have a problem with looking myself in the mirror and say, you know what, I wasn't good enough for that job. Like, I need to work harder. I have no problem saying that.
Okay.
That's why.
That's fine.
I don't know why people be mad about stuff like that. Oh, he overlooked. You just wasn't good enough for that. That's like me being mad at the NFL for cutting me 9 times. Like, I just wasn't good enough. Like, that is what it is.
Okay,
like, why is that so hard to say?
A couple of things. First of all, the best person doesn't always get the job. I'm not saying that wasn't the case here, but that in the history of the world, that happens probably more often than it doesn't, that the best person doesn't always get the job. I'm not saying that's the case here, but we've seen this clearly. Why do you think we have a Rooney Rule? We have a Rooney Rule because the best person doesn't always get the job.
This isn't a... Well, I mean...
this is not... This is... I know this has nothing to do with it, but that's why we have that rule.
I agree with you.
It's not always a fair process.
For that, now, that's a race thing, though.
No, I understand, but I'm just showing the point. Like, people that have connections, again, it's not really... There's many examples of where guys get an unfair advantage for whatever reason.
But it's
not. No, I know it's not this case. But your example was, well, I didn't get a job here, and there's a lot of people who, just to say you should never be mad if you don't get a promotion.
No, I'm not saying don't be mad at it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it in a professional manner. I wouldn't while I'm in the building. Like, why would I?
But what did he do? Like, if he packed up his stuff and left,
he has made enough of a scene.
Yeah.
That it has become a story. That's what he's done. Regardless of what the actions were specifically, he has acted in a way that has made it a story.
Okay, I just... Here's the thing.
Like, you act like I'm mad at him for being mad. I'm not mad at him for being mad.
Right.
You're supposed to feel disappointed.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm still going to be the DC here. I still got my guys. I'm going to still work. I'm going to still do what I'm supposed to do. There will be job openings next year, 100%.
But here's the thing. He believed that he was getting the job. Okay,
that's his own fault.
Okay, but maybe
that's the problem, right?
Maybe the Browns misled him.
Listen to me. I've been in situations where I thought for sure I was getting. Until I signed that paper, I ain't got nothing.
But Tyvis, here's the thing.
We can talk. We can shake hands and hug. Till you slap that paper in front of me and I signed it. It's irrelevant.
If I'm Jim Schwartz and I've done a great job at my job, and you promote someone above me who's never done the job.
Well, they didn't promote nobody.
Well, they did. They promoted somebody from outside the organization above you when you've done a great job within the organization. To me, you have every right to be pissed. If I were him, I'd be pissed in that situation.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be mad.
Okay, so you don't like that he stormed off, which I don't.
That's very childish.
I don't agree with that, but fine. We'll agree to disagree. That's childish if he did storm off. So he has enough of a career, and I assume has enough money that he doesn't. If you feel like you've been wronged by the people you work for, if you have the option, then you shouldn't work for them. Most of us don't have that option in life, so we have to just take what they give us. Mm-hmm. That's the problem in society today. Too many of us just take whatever we can get because everything in society, everything in America is built for the top 1% to make all the money, and the rest of us fight for the crumbs on the table.
Does he enjoy coaching?
I assume he does.
So why would you?
Why
would you let the upstairs stop you from doing what you love?
Because
when you still got the opportunity to do what you love.
If you feel insulted by the people you work for, we hear players talk about all the time respect. He feels disrespected by the organization, and so he doesn't want to work for the organization anymore.
Bull.
He has the money to do it if he wants to step away, and I got no problem with that. If you say, well, he shouldn't have stormed off out of the building. If in fact he did that, okay, I'll listen to that argument. I don't care about it, but I understand where you're coming from on that. But ultimately, he doesn't owe the Browns anything.
And the Browns don't owe him?
And the Browns don't owe him anything. You're right.
Listen, I just look at it differently.
Yeah.
Like I say, that's like with me and San Fran, like getting promoted up and down to getting my first start in the NFL, doing everything exactly right, like they want me to do, play a really good, solid game, and then the next week I get cut.
Right.
Not cut, like move down to practice squad, cut, like go home, cut.
Yeah.
And it's like,
what happened? But you just said, but this is different.
But then they called me back the last 2 weeks. It was like, bring me back and we're going to put you back on active. And it's like, so it's like, it's funny business up there, but like, I'm not about to, like, I'm mad at them for sure. Absolutely.
Right.
I can't stand them.
Yeah.
Can't stand them people upstairs.
Right.
But I do like my teammates and I do like my coaches. So like, if I get the opportunity to continue to work with people that I enjoy being around, I'm going to do it.
Okay. Well,
but I can't stand them though.
Yeah.
So I know what he feels. Trust me, I told you, I truly understand exactly how he feels.
He doesn't have to. Like you were in a situation where if you got an opportunity, you took the job.
Yeah.
But if you would have gotten
so let me tell you, I actually was. The funny thing about funny enough is I was actually on the plane, landed in Arizona because I had a workout with the Cardinals.
Right.
I had to while I'm getting deep boarding the plane.
Right.
The guy is on the texting me, hey, I'm outside waiting on you to pick me up.
Yeah.
My agent calls me and says, hey, the 49ers want to bring you back on active roster.
Right.
So I had to right then and there make the decision. Well, I'm going back to San Fran. I could have just went to Arizona.
Well, but you didn't know if Arizona was going to sign you.
Correct.
If you had,
back to Jim Schwartz. You don't know what is going to happen with Jim Schwartz.
But he's got enough money probably that it doesn't matter. There's a different story.
You do know people don't manage money properly.
I'm just assuming. I'm assuming.
I would assume that too, but we know what assumptions
Well, let me ask you this. If you had, let's say you had already had to work out with Arizona, and they had offered you a deal, but you hadn't signed the contract yet, and then San Francisco called you, what would you have done?
Oh, I would have went back to the Niners.
You would have. See, if I were
you. We're talking active roster versus practice squad.
No. Oh, I'm saying, what if the Cardinals had offered you, active roster? Wouldn't you have taken the Cardinals because the Niners disrespected you?
Let me think about that.
Aha!
Depends on opportunity.
It does depend on opportunity.
Right. Arizona's a worse team. You might have had more of an opportunity.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. I would have had to sit back and think about that.
I'm just saying, like, and it's hard to compare any other career to this. I mean, yours is the closest, and even that's not the exact same thing because. Mm-hmm. He's been coaching for so long. I don't know. It's hard when you feel like there was a point when I first moved to Cleveland. I've said this before. I looked at Cleveland as a stepping stone to get back to New York.
Yeah.
Right when I first moved here, and about 4 or 5 years in, they were making changes in New York when I had been here 4 or 5 years, and at that point I still wanted to get back to New York. And they were making changes, and I had been given the impression that I was going to get a gig in New York. And in my mind, it was happening. I didn't say anything to anybody at the time, but outside of my family.
Did you sign the papers?
No, they never made me.
Then it wasn't happening.
They never. Okay, but after that.
This is why people's feelings get hurt.
Yeah.
Right there, because you think
and
in your mind, I got it already.
Yeah.
Till you sign that paper, you ain't got
and
nothing.
in my case, I was heavily insulted because the person that got it was not better than me. No chance they're better than me. And I'm not going to say who it is, but anyway, I didn't get it. Now, eventually, soon after that, I got to the point where I didn't want to leave here anymore, and I'm glad I've reached that.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So let's say in that situation, the guy that got the job, they gave it to somebody and you felt insulted.
Yeah.
But if they came back to you a month later and said, hey, it ain't working out, we want to give you X, Y, and Z, would you have taken the job?
I would have at the time.
All right, thank you very much.
Because I didn't have I don't have the
So basically put another zero behind Jim Schwartz's check, he'll be back in the building.
I didn't have the money to say no. If I had the money to say no, I would have told him to stick it.
If any of us had the money to say no, we all just be vacating and going to different countries.
And if they came to me right now, I'd tell them to go F off.
If they put the right price in front of you, you still say that?
It would have to be.
That's all I need. That's all I need to hear.
I will admit, but here's the thing, Tyvis. Honestly, I will admit that if I got a Godfather offer, I would probably take it. It would have to be so big for me to go to New York at this point that there's no chance it would ever get offered.
You say that.
They'd have to offer me at least $1 million for me to go. I'm going to tell you right now.
People out here getting that.
Almost nobody in this business is getting $1 million.
You said almost. So somebody is.
I'm pretty sure there's only one guy in all of New York radio getting $1 million.
You could be number two if they believe that you are worth that, they will give it to you.
If they offered me double what I make in Cleveland, I would say no.
I did
double.
Basically, it's what the Athletic offered me.
They would have to offer me way more than that.
That's because you just lazy. Speaking of, you see what they did to the Washington Post?
Well, that's a disgrace. It's the whole industry.
Man,
it's a disgrace.
Cut all them people's jobs.
The whole media landscape is terrible right now. It's really.
Bull, do you feel better about after arguing that out?
Yeah, I don't know that we came to a solid conclusion.
Now, having said all that, if I'm the Browns, I still let him out.
Right.
And I'm on Tyvis' side on this. I do think that he's
being a
little bit of a baby about this. Like, you signed a contract to be a defensive coordinator of the Browns. Go be the defensive coordinator of the Browns. But if this is his attitude now, it's to the point where I've said if I'm Todd Monken, I don't want him on my staff.
No, I wouldn't. I would not at this point.
No, I agree with you.
I think the comments that Monken made the other day tell you all you need to
know. I was sitting there going,
after 6 years of Kevin Stefanski saying nothing, that was a nice noise right there.
I don't know if I could do that again.
I don't know if you want
please don't do that again.
Don't do that ever again.
I was like hitting Zach, like, did you hear that?
Yeah,
did you hear that?
We get something.
No.
Tyvis, would you let him go if you?
Yeah, no, I absolutely would let him go because you gotta OTAs open up in March, right? Into March, like you gotta get some new guy in here. Like it is what it is. Like I would just promote. What's his name? Jason Tarver. Is that the linebackers coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would just promote him. He's done a great job with JOK, Carson Schwartz. He probably knows the defense probably really well.
Yeah.
Promote him.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're following us on social media. I'm glad we at least came to some conclusion on that because I have bad news for you guys.
Uh-oh.
In the last 2 minutes, Steve, you want to take tag board. Shams, the guy who breaks all the basketball stories, tweeted this.
Boy.
The Milwaukee Bucks have indicated to teams that they are keeping Giannis Antetokounmpo through the trade deadline and will start making other trades.
I told you that.
Sources
Mike just showing off that he can pronounce Giannis's last name.
I spelt it right for the first time without looking it up the other day.
Mike, who mispronounces words every 10 words, just pronounced the hardest word ever.
I got that right.
That is probably the right decision for them from the Bucks' perspective.
Yeah, wait till after the season.
That's the right call.
Yeah.
More teams can be involved.
That's a bummer.
It is a bummer. We'll still do our trade reaction show at 2:30. Whether someone joins me or not, we'll figure it out. But the Cavs did play a game last night. They beat the absolute crap out of the Clippers. And Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroder made their Cleveland debuts. Bull, I know you stayed up for the game. What's your big takeaway from those two who helped the Cavs defense hold the Clippers to less than 50 points in both halves?
All right, I keep it real. I did not stay up to watch the game. I was sleeping by 10:30. I couldn't do it. I was going to try, but I had a bad night's sleep the night before, and I could not do it. So I watched the condensed game version or whatever. What is that? What's called? The condensed.
Melt.
The highlight.
What do they call it?
The melt.
The melt. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched something for like 10 minutes this morning and saw
It's called the melt.
all the key. Okay, there you go. So I watched that this morning, and Schroder was so aggressive. I think he was second on the team in field goal attempts. He didn't shoot overall particularly well, but it was, there was an energy level. The Cavs, like usually they mess around when they have these big leads, and I know the Clippers, and as you said, Mike, yesterday, the Clippers don't have a good record overall, but they've been playing really well. And Kawhi Leonard got hot in the second quarter, and they closed the gap a little, but the Cavs really took control there and just
Never really got single digits.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stayed
It was cool seeing those guys, especially Schroder. I think they both played 19 minutes and did a nice job.
Yeah, Donovan was on some different
Oh,
stuff.
my God. He
yesterday.
was feeling it yesterday.
I was like, man, the little spin,
That
step back
spin,
tray.
step back
I
three,
was
yeah,
like,
that was a good play.
dude, you in your bag tonight.
Yeah.
9 dimes. I was like, yeah, he's serious about this.
He's excited.
Yeah,
I think he's excited.
I think he
Yeah.
is too. I do like the fact though, the new additions, the aggressiveness, the energy, the fact that Ellis comes in, gets 2 steals, guys is up in each other's face. I think you got some dogs. I think you need a little bit of that mentality through the locker room, and you got guys that's like, all right, I'm gonna show you that I'm a scrappy type of guy. So I think that they are the right pieces. They weren't the big splash pieces like the big names, but absolutely guys that you need. I would love to see. When you got all of the pieces together with Harden,
Right.
I'd like to see that second wave come in with Naquan Tomlin and all those guys.
Yeah, Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. All of those guys is going to be a nice power off the bench, being able to give you something that contributes to winning.
And those guys got to be excited because they were playing for the Kings.
They got paroled.
Yeah. I mean, they got to be excited. What did you think of how they played, Jason?
I remember Monday, we did the show Monday, and I said I didn't really understand or like the Hunter trade at first because there's got to be more that's coming, so I'm going to reserve judgment. I like it a lot better now with I think when you see Harden fit in this.
Yeah.
The only question I don't know how Harden and Donovan, I know we're talking about Schroder and Ellis.
Yeah.
I don't know how Harden and Donovan fit together. I think that
It's going to be a
that's
work
a little
in progress. Yeah.
I think Harden's going to be really good for Evan and Jarrett.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, but like Donovan's on board with this. So if this is what Donovan wants, then they'll find a way to make it work. And I think Schroder and Ellis fit as better complementary pieces around Harden now. Now it makes more sense. They're bigger in the backcourt now with James. Right. James is a better player than Darius.
Yeah,
that's just
simple.
fact.
Yeah.
He is. And the first 10 seconds of the trade, I thought, oh my God. And then when you take a minute to sort of think through, I totally get why they did what they did.
Win now. You got to win now.
Oh, for sure. And I do think Ellis will help them defensively. I don't love Schroeder's game in general.
Yeah.
But for the role that they're going to ask him to play, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. And Ellis is a good defender.
Yeah, he can knock down some shots, and he's a great on-ball defender.
Did he have 2 trades yesterday or 1 trade?
Ellis?
Yeah.
Ellis hit 2 threes yesterday. Schroder hit 1.
Yeah. You guys weren't here yesterday, but I mentioned I was listening to on the mornings on NBA radio. They have Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine. It's a good show.
It's a great show. It's the best show they have on NBA radio.
It's the only good show, I think.
Yeah. Frank's great.
I don't listen to it that often, but when the Cavs do something, I will put it on the next morning. So I was listening yesterday, and I think it was Scalabrine was like, because a lot of people had called and said, "Oh, this is a bad trade. What are the Cavs doing?" It's they gave up the younger player.
It's the initial natural reaction to that.
And his point was from a player's perspective. He's like, they're just 2 different levels of players. Like, you could say what you want about James Harden. We know all his flaws. We've been through his flaws. We get that he's got a ton to prove in the postseason. Yeah. But the other player, when you're defending the Cavs, when you're going against the Cavs, his point was, like, you look at Harden, you have to game plan for Harden, and you don't really have to do that for Darius Garland the same way. Players have a level of respect for Harden that just is not there for Darius Garland. Whether the fans like him or not, whether he's a quitter, all these things, there's a level amongst the players that's just different, and that's why they made the deal.
At the end of the day, I think Jason said it best when he was basically saying, like, in the playoffs, or it might have been McNuggets. One of y'all said it, where it was like in the playoffs, we seen Donovan, like the Pacers game, he had to go for 50 or close to 50 to even keep him in the game. Well, now you got somebody else that also can do the same thing. And it's not like they say that you can't win just you, me basketball. And G. Bush would say, BS, we watch Kyrie and LeBron do it for a whole postseason. So it's like you got two guys that, like, when locked in and they own, like, you cannot stop neither one of them. I don't care what you do. You are not stopping either one of them from going for 30 or 40 if they really want to.
And James is, I've never been a Harden fan. Like, I've ripped him on the show.
Not many
before.
people that are.
And his playoff failures are evident.
Yeah.
Like,
legendary.
There's no running from it. There's no. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's not like you guys never had a good playoff game.
I know.
He
Right.
has.
Yes.
But the bad sort of in your mind outweighs the
couple
good
of game
with him.
sevens that have really been terrible.
But to the point of he's a top player in this league.
Yeah.
And Donovan wanted him, and the Cavs got better. Now, 5 years from now, is this a trade that might hurt a little bit? Yeah, it might. But if they got a championship, no one's going to care.
No one cares.
And for all of the issues that James has had in different cities, and he is a bit of a mercenary, and he never lasts long in one spot.
Yeah.
I was talking to people in L.A. who said it was a joy to have him. There was never an issue with him here.
Good.
So, and now maybe they got out at the right time. Maybe they got out before, and it was home for him. He was back home.
Yeah.
And so this will be different on
He's
that.
not going to be here that long, right?
He's signing a new contract.
Oh, yeah?
So, he'll be here.
At least 2 more years after this.
This is
But
not
that's not that long.
It's the end of his career, though.
I mean, in the NBA, it don't take long
If
for
you
the
have to sign him for 2 years to make LeBron and Donovan happy.
In the NBA, it don't take long for the milk to sour.
Yeah, that's true.
But for now, he'll be fine.
You're trying to win this year, maybe next year.
If he's got his money, if they're paying him, and he's got a chance to win,
Dan's not afraid to pay.
it'll be fine for a couple
You know
years.
how, McNuggets, you say you don't want, like, LaMelo or Trae Young because you feel like it's like empty stats and not winning basketball. Mm-hmm. You don't think James Harden kind of fits in that?
I mean, he's won. Like, they were 1 win away from an NBA Finals. He's won in the playoffs. I do think he kind of fits into sometimes being an empty stats kind of guy, but I also think he's a guy that can absolutely take over a game and single-handedly carry you to victory. We're going to dive more into the Mitchell-Harden pairing tomorrow. I just want to say one other thing on Schroder and Ellis last night, and then we'll get into Darius Garland and his emotional goodbye. But the Cavs had 17 steals last night. Now, granted, the Clippers without Harden and without Darius are a very short-handed offensive team. Like, they don't have a ton of offensive options, and you could see that on full display last night outside of Kawhi. They had almost nothing. But did you see, even in the Melt Bowl, the pace at which Cleveland was able to play and the pace that they were able to speed the Clippers up from a defensive standpoint out of their comfort zone? Like, the Clippers want to play slow. They want to play deliberate. They did with James Harden. They're going to want to do it without James Harden. And because of the pressure that Schroder and Ellis and Tyson and Tomlin, who had 2 more steals in the game, were able to put on Los Angeles, and they're able to come in waves now. It's not just that one lineup. Now you have 2 separate lineups you can throw out there that put the pressure on the opposing offense to move at a speed that they're not comfortable moving. I thought that was the big takeaway. And also, to your point on Schroder being aggressive, like, that guy wants to get downhill.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a pass-first point guard. He's not necessarily he's shooting 41% from the floor.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to pretend he's the most efficient, but he puts pressure on the defense. And sometimes having the guy that you could bring off the bench that just constantly keeps the defense on its heels, where they can't anticipate what's coming because he's kind of a bit of a wild card, can flip a playoff game here or there, or can flip the entire momentum of a regular season game on a night-to-night basis. And it's one game. They obviously won by 33 points, so not like it was close, and we didn't see what those 2 guys did down the stretch in a clutch kind of situation. It was a damn
Does he have a little J.R. Smith in him?
Do you?
A little bit.
Do you know, out of curiosity, do either one of y'all know what Jalen Tyson did differently this offseason?
What he did
He worked on his jump shot a lot.
Because he, like, it's like night and day.
He's gone from a guy who didn't play a meaningful minute in the playoffs to being a legitimate NBA player.
Yeah,
he's more than a legitimate
player. He's like the second best player on the team. Like, it's just remarkable.
Settle.
Let's not get crazy.
Second best player on the team. I'd take him over Evan today, tomorrow, and the next day.
He's playing very well. I would not take him over Evan.
I would.
But he's playing very well.
Today I would, because Evan's not playing.
That's true.
So
he is the
to me,
fourth
one of the
best player on the team.
big things with Harden, amongst the many things, is that now you can sit Donovan in the playoffs, like rest him, and you don't worry about the whole thing offense falling
Cratering.
apart. Right? Like he can sit for 4 minutes. I don't know if he's going to sit that long, but like in the past, it's like I can't sit Donovan, or I can sit him for 30 seconds, a minute, because nobody, James Harden could take over for a while.
Yeah.
One other thing I was curious about the Cavs, I want to know what you guys think. Is Naquan Tomlin a guy who's going to play in the playoffs, or no? Is he too far down the depth chart?
Sporadically.
I don't think he'll play because you got to make shots.
Yeah. What did you say, Mike?
Sporadically in situations.
There are pockets.
Yeah.
Like
so, they'll get a couple of real minutes in the playoffs. Like their 9th or 10th guy.
There are pockets in the first half.
Yeah.
Where you might slide them in for a few minutes just to give guys blows, especially early. Early in the playoffs is different. The later you go, the more. I don't think he can play. He's having a great year, and it's fun to watch him play. But I don't think he can have a significant role because he's not making shots. You got to be able to make shots.
If they need a stop, it's coming out of a timeout. I think there's a chance to see Naquan, but I don't think for sustained stretches because you're playing 4-on-5 offensively in the playoffs, where they will completely give him the Isaac Okoro treatment and say, "You shoot," and he's shooting 20.
So in terms of real playoff minutes, not blowout minutes, you're talking maybe 2 minutes a game.
I think maybe play 5 minutes one game and not play the next.
Right.
But we got one other Cavs thing we got to get to, guys. One more reminder: the Charge home this Friday and Saturday against the Greensboro Swarm. Cleveland is 11-5 on the season. They're in third place. The Greensboro Swarm tied for first place. Make sure you head out. Check out this big-time matchup Saturday, a Special Olympics night presented by Cleveland Cliffs.
Who is the best player in the G League, by the way?
Killian Hayes, who's on the Cleveland Charge. So you can see him in action Friday.
Killian Hayes, former Piston.
And Saturday.
That's him on the left.
That is not kidding.
You need to
I'm
stop
kidding.
that.
One last thing we get to. We got Daniel Oyefusi joining us in 5 minutes, but we got to say, and the Cavs got to say goodbye to Darius Garland last night. Darius posted this on his Instagram page, a heartfelt thank you from himself and his team to the Cleveland community. He says, "I'll never forget the night I was drafted to Cleveland back in 2019 and everything I've gained since. The city taught me more than I ever could have imagined. To this coaching staff, front office, the Gilbert family, teammates, and fans, thank you for the love and support. Cleveland will always be my second home, and I'll carry these memories with me forever. Always love 10. After the game yesterday, you can see Darius, who was in Los Angeles, got traded to Los Angeles, spent about 4 minutes saying his final goodbyes to almost everybody on the Cleveland roster. It was a pretty cool moment to see as it unfolded. Ty, he's your favorite player. He's giving say goodbye to every player. Went over and said goodbye. But Tyvis, he was your favorite player. What will you remember most about Darius Garland in a Cavaliers uniform?
Oh, man. The Detroit Pistons shot comes to mind. But the number one thing is, he was like the first breath of fresh air since post-LeBron. They got Colin Sexton, and they paired those two together, and they really kind of chose him over Sexton. And it was
the right call.
Did Sexton get traded yesterday?
Jason wrote a nasty article about
Colin Sexton stinks.
It was not a nasty article.
It was not nasty.
It was
He
was unfair, and he's apologized for it. That's how nasty the article was. Anyways, I love the fact that he was a guy that was just went out there and got buckets, and he got better year to year. And I love the fact that he became an all-star, and this was, I think that was before Donovan got here. And it was like the first real success that we seen post-LeBron, and I wouldn't say he was Kyrie, but like he had some moments that was Kyrie-esque. And I was like, okay, this dude, he got some game to him. Don't look at me like that. I didn't say he was Kyrie. I said he had moments where he was Kyrie-esque. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You're taking it and
like
saying
Shador's had moments that were Lamar Jackson-esque.
No, that's not saying that.
It's not at all.
Anyways, he was my favorite player because, again, like he was here through when things was bad, and then he was here as things got good. And I just watched his game get better each year. And I just wish it all would have just happened, and I wish he didn't have the injuries and all those things because I feel like he was really finding his bag, and it was just unfortunate. So if I had to pick one moment, it would probably be the Detroit shot, pulling it from half court to call a game and then hitting across like that type of stuff. Like he was confident in himself.
Jason, your Darius Garland memory.
Both on one today. I'm kind of with Tyvis. Just the way that he was the first one to help pull this thing out of the mud. And good kid. Like, he's not kid anymore. He's a young man. But he's a good dude. And great player offensively. And had the 50-point game. Had the shot against Detroit to win it. And, he's going to make a lot of money in his life. He's going to have a long career. He's going to make a lot of money. And he'll probably be one of those guys that bounces around and plays for a bunch of different teams because of some of the limitations defensively that he's got. But I wish him well. No ill will toward him. This has been a long time coming.
No nasty articles?
No. It wasn't a nasty article.
Oh, my God. No nasty
It
articles.
was just...
Jason is honest, so people think he's being negative. But most people are phonies.
He came
much
and
as I
said
defend
that he felt bad about it because he said he realized he was a good dude.
Colin is a good kid.
See?
He's a good dude, but that didn't mean what I wrote wasn't true.
Yeah.
It was still true.
Gotta keep it real.
What did you say?
I wrote that the organization was propping him up to be something that he wasn't because he was the last remaining piece of the Kyrie deal. And
By the way,
proven to be true.
I saw
Well,
something
that's fair.
online yesterday, Mike. Maybe you could have seen this. There's this like tree off the Kyrie trade with like 30 branches, and apparently
Most of them are dead.
the DeAndre Hunter trade
What is wrong with you?
extends the tree a little longer or something. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
Anyway,
They got 8 pieces for Kyrie, and 7 of them stunk.
Oh, that reminds me. We doing worst
that
trade.
was such a terrible
We
trade.
doing worst trades for the list next week on my radio show. I got to put that down.
Worst
We're glad you
trades.
told us about
in
that.
in sports history.
Bull, real quick, what's your
The Deshaun Watson trade.
That's
Worst
something
trade.
you know.
Darius
That's number
Garland
one.
memories and
To me, Darius
takeaways?
Garland is below the line that I need to do a farewell show, in my opinion. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that, but I mean, we have gotten to a point in society where we're doing farewells to Karis LeVert, and I know Darius Garland is better than Karis LeVert, but he wasn't here long enough. I got to be honest, I don't really care. He's gone.
You don't care that
I'm
he's
excited
gone.
to see the new team. I have no emotional ties to Darius Garland whatsoever.
There's a lot of people that I think are sentimental toward him because it was really bad when he got here.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And so he was sort of the face of the turnaround.
Right.
And so I do think that there's a lot of sentimental.
Yeah.
And he's not a guy that you ever had to worry about what's he going to do off the court.
Right.
None of that stuff with him. So, yeah, I totally get why people like him.
Hanging up in the rafters in my house next to my Kyrie jersey.
He won't be hanging up in the rafters.
He will not be in any rafters. No, he will not be in the rafters.
Yeah. All right, Mike, let's bring Daniel in.
All right, we got Daniel Oyefusi ready to join us here. We mentioned the Cleveland Charge. We also want to remind you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get your Cleveland Monsters tickets at clevelandmonsters.com. Not sure the next time the Cleveland Monsters are home, but you can go find their tickets at clevelandmonsters.com. Just like the Cleveland Charge, the Cleveland Monsters give you family-friendly fun for everybody. It's affordable. They play over at Rocket Arena. Always a good time, so check them out, clevelandmonsters.com, for all your ticket needs. And with that, Daniel Oyefusi joins the show, ESPN beat reporter for the Cleveland Browns. Daniel, how you doing today, my man?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Daniel is someone, I have a very long last name too, Gerstenhaber, right? And
That's the first time I've ever heard you say it in public.
I've said it a couple. Every once in a while I throw my last name out there.
I've never
done
heard
a
you say it
handful
in
of times.
public. I thought you
So
were like
I'm
part of the
sure-
mob and weren't allowed
I
to
can't
say
even
it.
I'm
say
sure
it.
like me,
It's one of those names I can't
teachers
even
would
say. it.
screw up your name all the time, and I would find it frustrating. Did you? I assume you had that as well.
Yeah, I mean, there'd be some times where they be like Daniel,
Yeah.
and it's just like I'm even gonna try.
Daniel O.
Hey, I nailed it. For what it's worth,
Yeah.
I nailed it.
Oyefusi.
Again, shocking.
You got it.
Mike has trouble with easy name.
I mean, I've been here a couple times, so
That's true.
It's Oyefusi, right?
Oyefusi.
Mike has never said Brad Doherty's name correctly once in his life.
What? What do you call him?
Doherty.
Doherty.
Dougherty?
That's what I thought.
Brad
you said.
Dougherty.
No, it's not
Not
Doherty.
Dougherty?
That's how people from Jersey
You
say
thought it
it.
was Dougherty also?
Do you walk through a door or do you walk through a dower?
Brad Doherty.
Well, that doesn't mean anything because people pronounce things
Doherty. Doherty.
I mean, Mark Shapiro goes by Mark Shapiro.
I'm saying he calls him Doherty. It's Doherty.
Listen, from the East Coast, it's Doherty. Daniel's from the East Coast. Oyefusi.
Oh, you are? Where are you from
Dougherty.
originally?
Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, I think I knew that. Okay. So how do you I know we've had you on before, but I'm curious how you've adjusted to Cleveland.
I've adjusted well. No,
Yeah.
it was funny because like I left like during the coaching search. I went back home. I was like, they're not gonna hire somebody for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Let me go home, and I was like, all right, maybe I can duck the snow a little bit, and then we got the snowstorm too. And then I come back here, and we still got the ice and the snow everywhere. So
It's awful.
Really, it was like the first year was really the biggest adjustment because I was working in Miami.
Right.
So Miami for 2 years
Okay.
like spoiled me. So like the first winter when it was like negative 10 degrees.
Yeah.
That's the first time where I was truly like, yo, why did I move out here? That's the first time
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, because it's not like Baltimore's warm. I mean, it's better than here, but it's not.
Yeah.
But compared to Miami, yeah.
You probably don't get much snow there, right?
I mean,
In Baltimore,
not
Some,
as
but
not
not
as
like
much the
this.
past couple of years, but
Right,
obviously
right.
we got like a generational snowstorm. a couple weeks
sure,
back. So.
sure.
Were you shocked when when you heard that they were letting Kevin go, or did you have that feeling like going to the end of the year?
Nah. I mean, Jason can kind of like probably speak to it. I think there were a couple times like the Jets game was the first time where I was just like, oh, nah, like, it's not looking good for Kevin.
Yeah.
I was like, there's some games like you can lose to the Ravens, you can lose to some of these upper echelon teams, but the Jets game was after coming off a bye. That's the first time where I was like, it's not looking good. And it was really because like the manner in which they were losing. It wasn't like they was losing like these 35 to 31 barn burners. It was like the defense does its job for like half a game. The offense can't do anything, and then it kind of just like falls apart. Yeah. And then really the Tennessee game, that's when I was just like, the San Francisco game when Kevin just for some random reason went for it on 4th and short on his side of the field. When they were kind of like in control of that game or in that game, I was just like, that was like one of the first times where I was like, Kevin like legitimately like lost in that game. And then the Titans game when he took Schroder off. And then the 2-point conversion got mumbled. I was like, it might be done. Like, it's just too many self-inflicted mistakes.
For me, it was the Bears game when they couldn't get lined up at the start of the game, right? Wasn't that Chicago? When they had
But that was like week 15, 16. I think by then it was like
that was to me was
final straw.
Well, not the final straw. I wouldn't have fired him. So it wasn't the final straw for me.
Well, not for you, but I'm saying you.
But
maybe that was.
But I watched the start of the Chicago game and said, I'm looking at Freddie. This is Freddie Kitchens level crap going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, it became pretty evident toward the end that this is how it was going to go.
Were you surprised? I mean, did you think Todd Monken was a legit candidate?
I mean, one thing that stood out to me was that, like, while other people were, like, withdrawing their name, and we can go over the semantics of it, like, whether because they weren't going to get the job. Like, honestly, like, I don't even know if Udinski was even really going to take this job, honestly. Like, why would he need to take this job? Shieldhouse, too, like.
Yeah.
Like.
Wait for a better option.
Yeah, and conversely, I'm not sure if they were as high, if the Browns were as high on them as, like, maybe, like, it was led to believe.
Yeah.
But the fact that Monken pretty much had that OC job with Harbaugh and the Giants in the bag, and he stuck it out the entirety of it. I think, like, throughout that, like, you could be like, you couldn't have discounted. Like, we thought it was going to be like, Udinski and Chillhouse, or they were just going to go to Schwartz. But Monken was there the entire time, and nobody was talking about him. And the fact that he, like, stood and he kept his name in there, that, for sure. Like, you couldn't have discounted. It was maybe a little bit of a surprise just because, like, nobody was really, like, thinking that he'd be the favorite. I think a lot of people locally, like fans, didn't really want him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And now everybody's talked themselves into it, and
you got to. They talked themselves into Freddie too. So
that's true. He's no Freddie, obviously.
No, he's not. He's not.
But it must be refreshing that, like, 6 years. I mean, I know you weren't here for the whole time, but obviously, Kevin's fancy doesn't say anything in press conferences, and Todd Monken already.
He might say too much.
What's that?
He might say too much.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff with Jim Schwartz. What did you think of that? And how do you think the Schwartz stuff is going to resolve itself?
Well, it was funny because I got a text from somebody. I was just like, am I like missing this? Like, was he trying to like throw him under the bus? And I'm like I was familiar with Todd just because of my Baltimore roots and everything, just keeping tabs on the AFC North. And if people don't know yet, like, you're going to quickly find out he's a straight shooter, and he's almost, like, honest to a fault. So when he was like, I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz, like, I don't think he meant it, like, to be incendiary. He was telling the truth. Like, I ain't taking it because of Jim.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, when you have still that situation up in the air and on the outside, we don't really know how it's going to play out or how it is playing out, it was awkward at best. And at its worst, it really led you. Like, I was wondering, like, what did that conversation? Because the first question was, have you spoken to Jim? He said, I spoke to Jim.
Yeah.
That was it. And then finally, he was just like, I don't want to comment on that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to comment on that all the way. So now I'm left wondering, like, well, what is that conversation? What did that conversation sound like And it led me to like really question if Jim Schwartz is going to be back, because that didn't sound like the introductory press conference didn't sound like a head coach who was anticipating he'll be back.
These two came to blows a half hour ago over Schwartz.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
There was a strong disagreement about how Jim has handled this whole thing. How do you think this ends with him? And how do you think he has handled the rejection?
Well, the reports was that he like stormed out the building and said he's not coming back, and I'm like, I don't know. It leads me back to like, what was the process like? Because I mean, from Jim's perspective, and I'm gonna have some like empathy for Jim. Like, you know, he's about to turn 60 later this year. He's talked about wanting to be a head coach again, and this is not the first time. This is the second time he got passed over to be the head coach. Because, you know, in 2020 they interviewed him. They hired Stefanski. So I can understand some frustration there, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, you're under contract. Like, that's like, there's no, like, you're under contract, man. Like, I don't, unless you're going to retire, like,
he could retire.
Like, I don't think like the team not just going to let him go to Philly or go to.
You don't think so?
I mean, they could.
Yeah. They let Shanahan out.
They could, because it might. But I think bigger picture, like. Well, I also wonder, like, does Monken want to keep him? At
this point, right, yeah.
And like, did he want to keep him? Does he want to keep him after the conversations? Because I think bigger picture, and even when we were talking about, like, who they were going to hire as head coach, I didn't think that it was right to make a mandate that the new head coach had to keep Schwartz. I didn't think it was. I thought it was fine if you said, hey, we really like the defense, we like the defensive staff, da-da-da.
Yeah.
But philosophically, like, if you're bringing in a head coach, like, you're not bringing him just to turn around the offense. You're hiring him to lead the entire team.
Yeah.
So if that coach wanted to make some changes, like bringing a new defensive coordinator, I think it sends a bad message and it sets a bad precedent if you say that new head coach has to keep Jim Schwartz.
And by the way,
you're pushing him to do that.
Yeah.
He's the finalist for the job that you have.
Yeah, so
it's
So
not.
you gotta understand that, like, there might be some, some awkwardness and some animosity there, and he might want to go his separate way.
Like, Atlanta did this to an extent, but Albrecht never interviewed for the head coach job. Like, it was clear.
They just put him on ice, and they was like, you can't be a DC for another team until we figure out the head coaching situation.
Right.
Are you shocked? Are you shocked that Kevin recruiting all the old guys down to?
Nah, because that was kind of like one of like the criticisms of him when he was in Cleveland. Like, he was like, he stayed loyal to his guys. They was like, Bubba, they got to get Bubba out. He was like, I ain't get rid of Bubba.
Well, he didn't take Bubba with him.
Well, he did it. Well, that's funny. That's funny. He didn't take him with him. So, but I mean, I think that, even in watching some of the interviews that he's done with, media out there, and he's like, I'm doing my wide zone system, play action, West Coast, da-da-da. He didn't really do that this past year. I think that's one kind of
been like 3 years.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of like the subplots of the offense that we didn't really talk about. Like, they weren't running like that vintage Kevin Stefanski, Nick Chubb offense. Like, it was it was a little different.
He's got a stud back now.
Exactly. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that I think the one thing that surprised me is that he didn't take over play calling duties back now in Atlanta. But maybe that was kind of part of the selling point to get Tommy. Like, hey, I'm gonna bring you along, but I'm gonna still let you call the plays.
Yeah.
But that doesn't surprise me because, like, those were his guys, and obviously I don't think that like all the coaching changes and staffing changes were something that he may have wanted. But I think that that was part of the compromise to try to make things work with Deshaun and try to push the offense forward.
Todd Monken is going to call plays here. The question is, what quarterback will be getting those plays from Todd Monken?
Man.
So, obviously, there's no clear answer.
Yeah.
A lot of people think Shedeur Sanders has the best chance.
Yeah.
We don't know how the Browns really feel about him. Will they go outside the organization, draft, trade, free agency? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's your best guess as to, I'll say, who the quarterbacks will be?
Yeah.
And who is the most likely to start right now?
Well, I'll say this. The more and more I think about it, I'm like 85%, 90% confident that the starting quarterback in week 1 is already in the building, already on the roster. I know Andrew Berry said they're going to explore the quarterback market, but you got to look. They did that last year. They looked at Daniel Jones. They looked at Russell Wilson. They looked at Kirk Cousins. And the best they were able to get by exploring the quarterback market and trying to get somebody, they were able to trade a 5th-round pick for Kenny Pickett, and they were able to sign Joe Flacco 2 weeks before the draft. And I think that was a byproduct of a lot of things. Not wanting to spend so much money. I don't think quarterbacks wanted to come here because they knew that, the Browns might draft a quarterback early. Now they got 2 young quarterbacks on rookie deals that I think that they're still going to prioritize to some extent, especially Schroder. I don't know which one of it is going to be between Deshaun or Schroder, but if I had to put money on it, I would say one of those two.
You think Deshaun could? I mean, Zach said the same thing yesterday. He thinks that Deshaun could be a starter.
He has to beat
maybe Monken thinks he can fix him.
Yeah, and he has to beat out Schroder. I like in that scenario. I mean, who realistically would they bring in at like if you're looking at like a Marcus Mariota type? Tyler Huntley's going to be out there.
Yeah.
I don't like Malik Willis, who I don't think that's going to happen because he has the same agent as Deshaun.
Right. Yeah.
So
and I think it depends. Like if the Browns were just trying to win as many games as possible next year, then maybe you'd go get Kyler Murray or bring back Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Because those guys are ultimately better players than Schroder is right now.
But
certainly.
You got to think realistically in terms of like the construction of the team,
right?
Who they have. But one thing I'll say is I think Monken truly is going to come into it with like I don't think he is siding with anybody. Like I know everybody was looking at the video when he met Schroder and he embraced it. I don't even know how much film he really has watched on Schroder. Like if I'm being completely honest, like I know they did the Ravens did some pre-draft work on him, and obviously he saw his film there. But he wasn't watching Shador's film during the.
He's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Like and even when he's interviewing for the job, like it's not like he's pulling up a bunch of tape and breaking down the film like that. Like I don't even think he's seen that much Shador film.
You're probably right.
And obviously Deshaun hasn't played since October 2024 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think he's really going to come into it with an open mind. And the thing about it is like his scheme is so flexible that it's not like he's going to have stuff for Deshaun. He's going to have stuff for Schroder. So it really is like who is the best quarterback that can go out there and execute the offense.
Do you think there'll be a different third quarterback besides Dylan Gabriel here, or do you think it'll be?
Well, that's an interesting note because I mean I'm sure you guys have talked about it. Like that pick was heavily influenced by Kevin. Like he had a lot to say on who they took in the third round.
That guy can't play. It's pretty odd.
He might take him.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because if we're not gonna hold Shador's stats against him and
that's right.
The product
I think we hold Shador.
Well, a lot of people, but a lot of people are saying, well, it's an uphill battle. The offensive line stinks.
Yeah,
wide receivers were dropping.
You're right.
That's the same thing with Dylan.
You're right.
But I feel like Dylan honestly isn't getting as much.
No, you're right. I think part of that is Shador showed more.
I think all
flashes, but you're right. That's fair.
I think both of those young quarterbacks are better than what they showed on tape last year. Okay. But I think that internally, there is a little maybe more investment and hope that Schroder is going to be the starting quarterback. That's just my opinion.
Right.
Hearing him say that makes me think about you saying that one of the things that you could fire Kevin for was not identifying other quarterbacks in this draft.
Jackson Dart and Tyler Shough. You
yes.
told me. That's why it was reason to get rid of everybody.
On both those guys.
And you hear him say that Kevin heavily influenced the Dylan Gabriel pick. So that means that you said that Dylan Gabriel was the second best quarterback in this draft.
Well, at best third because, well.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because they passed on. They had 2 second-round picks and they didn't take a
number 2 pick in the draft.
But nobody was going to take. But nobody was going to take.
They could have taken Tyler Shough. Ain't worth the number 2 pick in the draft.
Well, nobody thought he was worth the number 2 pick.
Well, if you a good quarterback, yes, he is.
But Tyvis, they might have taken him in the second round.
No, I'm not. No,
they had 2 second-round
y'all
picks.
can miss me with that. You sit there and you say quarterback is the most important position.
I'm not telling you what I would have done.
Nah, y'all not about to sit here. Quarterback's the most important position in the game. If he is that good, you take him at 2. I don't care what you're talking about.
But you said the Browns definitively thought Dylan Gabriel was the second best quarterback.
How could you not say they didn't think that?
Because
they had the number 2. They could have got anybody in the draft, but Cam
obviously
Ward.
didn't think.
So then why did they take Dylan at 2?
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Nobody was going. I mean, that's like nobody was going to take Dylan that high. Nobody was going to take Shough that high.
Right.
But
maybe looking back, maybe he should. He should have.
Maybe.
Part of their process, if I'm Jimmy, is looking at Andrew and saying, "You told me there was one quarterback in this draft.
Right?
Why is New York celebrating Jackson Dart like they've got
the Saints celebrating?
And the Saints are moving forward.
The Saints said that's our guy for next year.
And we don't know for sure that those guys are the long-term answers.
But you can only
but their teams are moving forward.
You can only go off the information that you have right now. And I did make that point all year.
Yeah.
That is reason enough to fire everybody in the building if you're the ownership that you say, you told me there was no quarterback worth taking this year and at the top of the draft. And now look at all these other quarterbacks.
We got 2 that didn't look as good as
multiple
other quarterbacks.
Right. Yes, in theory, even though it wasn't really getting talked about, if they had taken Shuck or Dart at 6, in theory, and they had played equivalent to how they did with in their own spots,
People would be ecstatic.
we'd be all excited, right?
Sure.
And let's be honest. You can say, well, the Browns' offense stinks. That's true. It's not like the Saints and the Giants, especially after
Neighbors
Scatterbo and Neighbors both got hurt.
Yeah.
Not like there's a lot of offensive. I mean, they're both better than the Browns, but it's not like we're talking about they went to the Bengals.
They
or they
are,
went to some
but
good offensive team.
both of those teams, I want to say, McNuggets, correct me if I'm wrong, because you're a Giants.
He's out to lunch over there.
McNuggets. How is the Giants' offensive line? Because didn't the Saints like go all in the draft on their line?
I mean, Saints drafted Kelvin Banks, who had a really good rookie season. Giants' offensive line is decent. Their left tackle, Andrew Thomas, when healthy, is terrific.
That's majority of the battle right there.
Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl with the worst offensive line in football.
I agree with you, but that's fine and all.
Yeah.
But when you got especially a young quarterback, the last thing you want him to do is focus on, I got to avoid these sacks too.
I hear you.
You know what helps You know what helps avoiding sacks? Throw the football. Get it out of your hands.
I agree with that statement too.
It's not wild,
but you're not gonna act like Jackson Dart didn't do what he did.
Oh, Jackson Dart could be hospitalized.
He's a crash dummy, so
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Daniel, with Deshaun last season, like how was he? I know obviously a lot was made. He was talking with Schroder. Seems like they have a good relationship.
Yeah.
What were they like during the week? I know you guys don't get a lot of access during the week at practice or whatever, but like, was he very engaged? Was he like part of the plan, or like what? How much was he involved?
I remember Bill Musgrave, quarterback coach, was saying that like Deshaun was very attentive and participating in all the meetings and helping the young guys out. Outside, obviously we saw him the last you saw him for a 3-week span when he was practicing. They designated him off PUP.
Right.
Outside of that, like the only time we really saw him was like, he was in the locker room a lot, like kind of like working, like, kind of in and out. So he was like he was working a lot. Like when if he wasn't practicing with the team, he was doing his own workouts and getting his own sessions in and stuff like that. So like if we talk to people, most people like they're like, Deshaun is engaged, he's involved. Like he was out there for Shador's first start, and like a big point of that was like wanting to be a resource to him. So like by all accounts, he's like been like a great teammate.
Okay.
So when OTAs open up, he will be healthy and be out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's been a year and a half.
I can't wait. Oh, this is
he was ready. I don't want to say
good,
I won't say he was ready to go like late in the season, but he was.
I might get credentialed. I got to go see.
Those are for me.
I got to go see this.
Those are only
What do
for
you
media
think?
members.
Is there any chance? Like Myles Garrett, obviously he's not thrilled about Jim Schwartz probably being gone.
Yeah.
He put that Instagram post up there. Yeah. You think there's any chance he's gonna, make a trade request again, or that's out the window? I hope not.
Last year was the time for that.
Yeah.
What Jimmy say? Yeah, I expect him to be back here.
Yeah,
try to break that sack record again. I understand. I understand a lot of those defensive guys. Like, you don't want to mess up a good thing, but it's just like, hey, that's the cost of doing business.
That's right.
When you make a head coaching change, that comes with it, and I think that they'll be in good hands. They got the personnel in there. If Jim doesn't, come back for whatever reason, I think they got some experience.
Think they promote one of the guys?
I think that they would. I think they would do an internal promotion.
Yeah. Who you think?
Jason Tarver, I think, has the most. The linebackers coach has the most experience. Like he's been a former defense coach, I think, on the college level. But him, Ephraim Banda, the safeties coach, he interviewed for the Jets opening. So they got some guys in there that I think, even Brandon Lynch, he's been talked about as a future head coach. Like they've got guys in there that I think that could still, keep the core. They might not be Jim Schwartz. I don't know because
sure. Nobody's going to be first year.
Yeah, but they've got some guys in there that I think that
there's a lot of
feel
talent.
good about.
Do you think Judkins going to be ready for the start of training camp?
Oh yeah. It wasn't like a ligament thing. It was just like a break, which I like. That was a horrific injury.
Sure.
When I saw it,
but it heals quicker.
I know what I want to ask you. Number 6 and 24. How would you handle it in the draft?
Wide receiver, O-line, wide receiver, whichever one's highest on the board.
They can't take.
Let's keep it simple. No, let's just keep it simple.
Do you have a favorite player in mind if you was picking that 6?
Who do you like of the receivers the most?
I've been warming up to Lemon. I think all the Browns fans just normally that because Ohio State they're like Carnell Tate, and I think that he feels like just a really, really super solid player.
Who you talking about?
Carnell Tate.
Oh,
But it's
yeah.
something about Lemon that I like. Like there were some JSN comparisons.
I swear to God, I said the same thing.
Where he's not the tallest and the biggest receiver, but he plays bigger than his size.
You mentioned Lemon too.
He's a football player. He's crafty. He's a football player. I don't know if I take him at 6. I might trade back to
take Lemon,
10.
Make a trade with the Bengals because the Bengals need a defensive player. Drop 4 spots. Take him at 10. Get what would you get for the Bengals for moving up from 10 to 6?
Probably extra third or something like that.
Extra third?
Yeah,
okay, then trade
maybe.
the 24th pick?
To move up?
No, trade the 24th pick to the Jaguars for Brian Thomas.
Or Marvin Harris.
Or Marvin Harrison
Jr.
And then use your second-round pick and the 2 third-round picks to get offensive linemen.
Wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, right? You want to stick around? Can Daniel stick around for Super Chats or you got to go?
I got time.
I'm sticking around for Super Chats.
All right, Daniel's going to stick around for Super Chats. Let's get to Super Chats then as we wrap up today's Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We love having Daniel in studio. James May says first, Mikey and Jason definitely know something is potentially happening with Giannis and the Cavs.
No.
Are you a Wizards fan?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I used to be a huge Wizards fan.
Yeah.
Like LeBron broke my heart several times. It's funny because LeBron my favorite player now. But when they got rid of Wall, it was so tough. I was never a Beal fan, so when they traded Wall, I was like, I'm out. I'm creeping back in. I'm liking some of the moves.
You like AD and Trae Young?
But they've been bad forever.
They've been bad for those wars with the Celtics a couple years back.
Basketball alumni.
Here we go with the Emerson.
What you say?
Blind faith. The Wizards GM played basketball at Emerson.
Oh,
Emerson
my God,
makes
with
the
the
best
Emerson.
general players in basketball.
As soon as he said I cut
Trust
him
me,
off.
in good hands.
Were you a Ravens fan? I
grew up. I know. Yeah, you guys are setting me up right here.
No, it's whatever.
I'm just messing.
The fans know I
No, they
grew up a
know.
Bengals
Most
fan,
people,
so,
most people know. Yeah, obviously from Baltimore, I grew up a big Ravens
And
fan.
so Orioles, not the Nets, I assume.
Orioles. They've also been really bad.
They were good a couple of years ago.
They were. They had a little bit.
I think they could bounce back.
They could. They
This
got to
year,
get
they should have signed Framber Valdez.
They got to get some pitching. Yeah.
All right, next Super Chat.
All right.
B-Watt Life says, to Jason's concern about the fit with Harden and Don, look at March 2021 in Brooklyn with Harden and Kyrie. The Nets went 11-2 without KD. Kyrie averaged 30. Harden fully embraced the point guard role. I think it'll be similar, but they still need a wing.
All right.
Dylan J. White says, Bull, I know you're close with Mike Bakajian, the new quarterback coach for the Browns. Any insights?
What? I never heard of Mike.
Daniel, do you know anything about Mike Bakajian?
Why does this person think I'm close with him?
I'm still reading up on him, honestly. Like I didn't know if it was confirmed or official, but
Oh, it's not official?
I don't know.
Who is he? Where'd he come from?
He was in college.
He was
he's in college?
Yes. Fowler tweeted it out that he had
I guess the guy's just
Oh
joking.
damn, my coworker figured out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. Mike Bakajian.
Keisto says, I definitely overreacted to the coaching hire. Sly says, Darius initially was sitting in the stands during the game taking pictures and signing stuff for Cleveland fans. Dude is so chill, sad he's a Clipper now.
He's a good dude.
He also said security
So was
guards had
Kyle
to be
Sexton.
told he's a player. They tried to stop him from going courtside.
Oh, that's funny.
They tried to stop Darius from going courtside?
Yeah. These are his street clothes.
According to Sly. M. Vine says, no one knows what was said to Jim Schwartz during the process. He may feel as if he was misled.
Good.
Yes.
I mean, what could they have said though? Like
Again.
they didn't promise him the job. So there's always a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, again, people have reported that he was convinced that he had the job. And that,
Well, then that's not the Browns' fault.
then that may be his fault.
That's what I keep Daniel is clearly on my side.
He is on your side.
I understand why he upset. But
Yeah.
it's like the Browns didn't owe it to give him the
They
job.
did not owe it. They did not owe it. You're right.
They didn't.
Go ahead, Mike.
Jay
Next one.
Weathers 94 says, why is a coach threatening to leave a contract reasonable, but a player doing that is labeled as selfish?
I don't
Well, I don't think the players they threaten to get traded. They're not saying I'm not going.
Yeah, right.
The worst they can do is hold out.
Right.
but-
Which is
He
just
could
hurts
do the
them.
same.
Yeah.
Didn't help Le'Veon Bell. I don't think players are selfish if they want more money. I don't call them selfish.
Tell them get every penny you can get.
I mean, if last year Miles was trying to do that and was like, he's well within his right, but he's still under contract.
I didn't call Miles selfish for that. So no, don't throw that on us.
Next one, Rob Cunningham says the Cavs removes remind me of the 2015 type of additions they made.
Wait a minute, go back to that selfish. The only person that's selfish is Donovan Mitchell because Jalen Brunson took a pay cut so the Knicks players can do it, and everybody should do the same thing as Jalen Brunson.
No.
Selfish.
No,
I'm definitely joking. I'm definitely joking.
All right, next, Mike.
What did you say about
15? 2015. These trades are similar to 2015.
Dion out to OKC for JR and Shump. No, this is a different level.
Like that. They didn't trade for a James Harden level player.
Those were all complimentary.
Was it at Mozgov that year too, or was Mozgov the next year?
They traded 2 first-round picks.
Timofey Mozgov.
I could not believe. I was like,
crazy.
Everybody thought I was crazy. I'm like, they traded 2 first-round picks for Timofey Mozgov.
How many games he played?
He did help.
He played
them that
He had a little nice run.
He got hurt.
He didn't help them win the championship, but he did fill a need for them, and he was on a team-friendly deal, which they needed. But I just couldn't believe they gave him 2-1s for Timo Mozgov.
All right, Mike.
Dawson Lowe says, around the horn, guys, who would cry if the Browns won the Super Bowl?
Cry?
Would I cry?
I didn't cry.
I wouldn't.
I didn't cry when my daughters was born. I didn't cry when I got married. There's no way in the world I'm crying for the Browns.
Did you cry during the Natty?
No, I did not cry at the Natty either. No,
Tyvis is not in touch with his feelings.
I do not. I don't cry. I'm sorry.
Jason would be balling.
Oh yeah.
He'd be so happy.
That's me.
G. Bush would cry.
G. Bush 100% would cry.
Jay would be a
Jay would be
Jay would be hugging grown men crying.
Well, Daniel, I gotta ask you, would you cry?
Why would he cry?
I cry.
I'm just. It has to go around the horn. Who cries the most out of UCSS? Is it Earl? Is it G? Or is it Jay?
I haven't shed a tear since I was.
Unlike Tyvis, Earl is in touch with his feelings.
I haven't shed a tear since I was like 10 or 11.
I think Earl would be up. I think that'd be tough. Earl, J, and G would all be puddles.
If the Browns win champion?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I feel like Earl would maybe cry the most.
You know what? If Giannis got traded to the Cavs in the next 3 hours, I'd cry.
Why are you so obsessed with Giannis?
He's obsessed with Giannis. I mean, we all want him here, but your obsession with him is a little creepy.
He do it the right way.
He's sort of like a Shadorian.
You're a Shadorian of Giannis.
Giannisian.
No, that's not true because Giannis get hurt again in these playoffs. I'm done with him.
No,
what?
If he don't perform, if he get hurt, because it's just he keep not going to the postseason because he keep getting these injuries. If he do it, I'm done with him.
Done with
him.
Wow.
All right, last Super Chat. Mr. Red Pants says, is there ever such thing as too much talent? Cavs energy guys, Tomlin, Tyson, bring it. If time is replaced by more experience, like Schroder, UCSS opinions on the impact and the morale.
There's no such thing as too much talent.
But there's no such thing as too much
there's
talent.
Chemistry,
But there is a thing about wrong fit. So it doesn't matter how much talent you have, especially in basketball. If it doesn't fit together, it's not going to work.
Right.
Who was the worst player for the Cavs? Deion Waiters or Colin Sexton?
Deion Waiters.
Oh, Deion.
Deion Waiters is such a bum.
Deion Waiters or Anthony Bennett?
Anthony Bennett.
Deion couldn't understand why they wanted Kyrie as the focal point of the franchise.
See you in overtime. Peace.